Hey, this is Redban, and you're listening to the Death Squad Podcast Network. This episode of Muff Said and all the podcasts that we do at Death Squad can always be found on our website, deathsquad.tv, and on iTunes under Death Squad. The Death Squad store, shopsquad.tv, is open. Go there for your t-shirts and your stickers. They're limited edition. Once they're gone forever. There's a new t-shirt being worked on right now, and there's also a Muff Said t-shirt being worked on right now, so keep your eyes open at deathsquad.tv. Also, if you're doing any shopping at Amazon.com, please click on the shop button. That's on the top right-hand corner. That will open up Amazon like normal, but anytime you make a purchase using that link, we get a few pennies every time you spend $1 that goes into helping us pay for everything we do here at Death Squad. Also, if you are in Los Angeles, every Monday we have a secret live show. It's a live podcast that we do in front of an audience. Tickets are free. We've had Tom Green, we've had Steve-O, Russell Peters, Dead Mouse, Kat Von D, Brody Stevens. We've had so many people on these already, and we're only on our 4th episode. So go to comedystore.com and search for the Death Squad Secret Show. It's free. And now here's a brand new
I'm so excited to have another gay song.
I would like to say that gay music was not picked up by me. That was specially requested by Brian Redban, because this is the only podcast where you can listen to super gay music.
Well, you don't like that song. I
it's
like
fine.
It.
Yeah,
the album
it's
sucks. That song's good.
So we're back after a super long hiatus. For those of you that don't know, I was in France studying French for pretty much all of December. If you want to read about it, you can go find me on Facebook and read my blogs. Do
you have an easy Facebook to find, or is it
It's Ryan Keely Official or Official Ryan Keely, one of the two. It's a fan page.
Google.
Google. Yeah, just Google it, and it's all up on there.
You should get a WordPress or a blogger.
It's also on Tumblr.
Oh, Tumblr.
Yeah. It's also on Whosay. It's all the same content, but in multiple places.
And giant posts on Instagram.
I did like 4 of them, and then I stopped. So I'm super excited to be back, and with this super sexy podcast, I have to warn you that this podcast tonight is not for the kids, mostly because I'm so excited to be back that it is going to get explicit, it is going to get inappropriate, it is going to get absolutely fucking filthy. And in part, that's because we have with us the sexiest man in video game development.
Wait, that's me. Oh, I was looking around for him.
No, that is you, Mr. Nick Ahrens, a.k.a. at Robot Pants on the Twitters. And friend of mine and soon-to-be friend of the show, Dee Simon from the Sick and Wrong podcast.
Hey there, Ryan. How you doing?
What's up?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonsoir. Ça va?
Bonsoir. No. I know how to say fromage. Omelette de fromage.
Ouais.
Yeah.
Très bien. So, how was everyone's holidays? I feel like we're finally over the holiday season and officially back.
I hibernated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank and hibernated.
Cheers to that.
Good.
Speaking of drinking, the beer of the week is Saison Imperial, a Belgian farmhouse ale, product of Belgium. And let's try it.
It's very good.
I actually really like it.
What kind of flavors are you getting? What kind of nose?
I'm getting King Cobra.
It's a bit naughty.
I'm scared of your beer now, ever since that green tea beer that's still in the refrigerator, I think.
This beer's good.
Sounds
this
like an
good.
abomination green tea beer.
The last 3 beers have been a little tough.
They have been.
That one had cool art, but other than that...
Oh, I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
So I went with something a little safer today because Saison is my favorite style of beer, and I figured after traumatizing your palate so many times, I needed to bring in something not awful. This is, I think it's plenty of amber flavor in there. It's nice and it's malty, but not too malty. It's a little spicy. It's a little citrusy.
Special reserve.
Special.
It's special.
It's because you guys are special.
I'm a poor judge of beer. I seriously only drink MGD or High Life. But if I drink beer, that's all I drink. But usually I drink whiskey. I'm a bourbon guy.
I'm a big fan of High Life, actually. It's an underrated beer. It's unskunkable. It has those special hops.
So it always kind of tastes like the back of a battery.
I didn't know anyone that actually drank Miller High Life. I thought everyone only drank Miller Lite, and I was like, does anyone actually drink Miller High Life?
It's the champagne of beers.
It's champagne of beers.
When I lived in New Orleans, my favorite bar called R Bar had the best liquor special of all time. It was $5 for a shot of Jameson in a Miller High Life.
See, that's why I couldn't live in New Orleans. Seriously, my liver hated that. I was just there for Halloween. My liver hated it.
For to-go cups?
You can drink everywhere, all the time. It never ends.
I have to go to work. I'm going to take my to-go cup to work, full of Jameson.
You probably could. It's amazing.
Because you probably work somewhere that also has drinking.
Do they have drive-through like margarita places?
Not anymore.
Yeah. Really?
They closed those down. But it's still so easy to get liquor. Well, it's the home of the 3-for-1 drink special, and no one needs a 3-for-1 drink special. That's just absurd.
Wait, what? Really? Because I like that idea.
3-for-1 drink special.
We went to a place that had 3-for-1 drinks.
I would do that all night. Yeah, and then go to that. Is it Lafitte's? The oldest
pirate
bar there?
The pirate bar.
Is that Lafitte's?
I went there. Yeah,
that place is cool. It's the old piano and the candlelight.
I spent so much time there.
I hit my head twice because the building's so old that the ceiling is really low. And when you're going to the men's bathroom in Lafitte's, watch your head.
Well, it's the oldest building being used as a bar in the entire United States. It's
That's
called
what it is.
Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop. I can recommend it. I can also recommend the bartender if you're feeling sassy. His name's Chris. Tell him I sent you.
I'd like a Jameson and Chris.
Yeah, that could probably happen. I want to talk about the holidays. 'Cause I want to talk about awesome holiday presents that I got. I got How to Speak Wookiee.
So wait, is that the real reason you went to France, is to learn how to speak Wookiee?
Yes.
Or French?
It's the top Wookiee. Well, I figure I've got a basic handle on French, so now I'm going to work on my Wookiee.
French
and,
Wookiee.
So this is a manual for intergalactic communication. And so the best part is you turn in, and it's kind of cardboard. And so the first one is in the starship. And its translation is turn right. And it says the number 1, and it connects to a button on the voice box. So
I'll hit that.
If you peel off, it looks like it's just rebranded Special Olympics calendar from 1987.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was just going to ask, what's up with the special Chewies? And
So on public transportation, is this seat taken?
That was also a winner of the 50-yard dash.
Yeah.
That was the acceptance speech. That was Cheerio time with Tom. That's boo-boo.
So it goes on and on and on, and it was pretty much the best. I actually got 2 really great Star Wars themed presents. I got How to Speak Wookiee, and then someone got me Star Wars all 3, because there's only 3 movies in the Star Wars trilogy, because it's a trilogy. And I got all 3 on the remastered Blu-ray, which only sort of has George Lucas's cock all over it.
Yeah,
Only.
Didn't they give the
Sort of.
Ewoks
It's not
lips and stuff?
digitized, or they didn't have the enhancements.
It has some enhancements. I just started watching them. I haven't watched them all the way through, but so far, from looking online, it's less obnoxious in the special editions, which can go die.
Oh, so they've taken it back a little?
They took it back a little.
Oh, okay. Because I watched it the other day, and the fake shit or the stuff they added were just stuck out so drastically.
The only ones I was okay with were they added some shots of spaceships that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, where you have a animatronic guy in the foreground and a crazy CG thing in the background.
I kind of liked when they showed Jabba the Hutt moving, because I always wondered what he looked like when he would move.
I like that scene because it was supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah.
That footage is real,
Oh,
and they just added Jabba because they couldn't do it. And they
where
cut
he
it from
steps
the
over
movie.
his tail, and it's
Yeah,
just like
that was. That was supposed to be in the original movie, so I'm okay with that one. That was a cool scene.
Though they did have Greedo and Han shoot each other at pretty much the same time, which is
They
bullshit.
changed it. They changed it again.
Fucking bullshit. Yeah, so now it's kind of at the same time, and I'm like, I am sorry. Han Solo had to shoot first, because if Han Solo didn't exist as the kind of ass fuck that shot first, then we would never have Captain Tight Pants. Like, he created the mold for so many other bounty hunters in space or smugglers in space. You just can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
He's a nerf herder,
It
isn't
fucks
he?
with, it's like space-time continuum shit.
What did Greedo speak like? Did he have a language?
I don't know what they are. I only know my Star Trek knowledge is better than my Star Wars, but I only know some of the aliens in Star Wars.
Ew.
Hey now.
The new one supposedly has the Ewoks blinking now. I guess they didn't used to blink. There was some weird rock thing.
Official sources verify that Greedo is speaking Huttese.
Ooh.
So
according to the Star Wars wiki.
He didn't have that laugh though. I can't do it right now. I'm cold. And then Shalace's crumb.
That's pretty good.
That was little Tommy drinking,
asking for a hug.
Apple juice. Yeah.
Who gave that to you? I just want to know, is that like something that like a guy that wants to get in your pants?
Yes, and it worked.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that.
So while you were getting in your pants, I invited you to a party, but didn't hear anything back. I kind of guessed, but
no, I sent you a message saying that I had other plans.
Oh no, you didn't.
I did send you a message. You were just too drunk to remember receiving it.
Maybe, but when I first got there, it was in a mansion. By the way, it was in this guy named Russell Peters' house, and the person DJing walking in. Here's a hint. Here's him DJing. He DJed for about 2 hours, and he brought his own laptop, which was the Iron Man laptop, and it was John Favreau was the DJ for the party that we were at.
I didn't know he was a DJ.
Yeah, he was a really good DJ
really?
too, and it was an amazing party, and you really missed out, especially being a geek, because there was a lot of interesting things there going on at that party.
What kind of music did he spin?
Just. I can't remember
like the
now.
intro
just regular
song?
stuff.
Okay.
No, they didn't do like Iron Man stuff. He didn't do like the Swinger soundtrack and dubstep or anything like that. But it was really cool. I've never been to like a legit mansion party where it was like, holy shit, that's that person, that person. That couch costs more than my house.
I've been to those things, and I've just learned over the years that there will always be another party.
Mm-hmm. There will always be another dick going in your vagina.
Rules to live by.
Were there any hijinks at the party?
No, I don't remember. I really don't remember much.
That's
so it's a good party.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it's a great party.
I do know that they did the thing where there's like only one bar, so you had to go through like the dance club part just to get to this one bartender who was fucking like a million people around. So it was hard to get drinks.
I hate that because it's like I can't get enough cocktails in my system to actually get drunk, and then I just get irritated that I'm not getting drunk.
Right.
And then you're like, this party sucked. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring a flask.
Rich people should have kegs everywhere. What's wrong with having kegs outside?
And I'm really good at doing keg stands, and I just feel like I don't ever get.
Wow, that was like
love to see you do a keg stand.
True confidence. I'm really good.
I am really good. I've got a picture somewhere on my computer. I'll email it to you shortly. We can put it up.
That's a good skill for all women to have. Is keg stand.
Yeah, it's
like the ability to do it for long periods of time.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Hey, Ryan, got a good party to come to tonight. How are you doing? You should come. Hang out. Look, no response.
Oh.
I sent you a response.
No response. Check this out.
No, I sent you a response.
Not even like an emoticon or emoji?
Not even a piece of poop in a picture.
Not even a poo smiling?
Which is, by the way, that emoji is the proper response to any text message ever. No matter what it is, I send that back.
I love the emojis. What I didn't know, I found this out recently, and this is really a good annoying tip. If you emoji something to somebody that doesn't have an iPhone,
it's a square, right?
They don't get anything.
Oh, really?
Like on Twitter, it's just a square. But if you go, "Hey, I'm dying, please help me," sad face, they won't get that message at all.
I like to use the pills and the needles.
Yeah.
Though my favorite is the little chickadee. Though I feel with the new emoji update, there's too many emojis.
No, there's pizza and pants.
There are a lot of emojis.
There's pants.
There's pants?
There's pants now.
There's fleshlight.
Okay, so that works for you.
How do you know it's a fleshlight?
It's a fleshlight. They look like a flashlight, that's for sure.
I like sending like pizza, fleshlight, eggplant.
There you go.
Something like that.
Eggplant is the most notorious one on there.
Yeah.
Eggplant's great.
I like to do the eggplant with the little peach that looks like a heart-shaped butt.
That's fruit butt.
Fruit butt.
Fruit butt.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what are you trying to convey when you do that?
I do eggplant sushi with the little squirt thing.
I also do like to do the OK symbol with the pointy finger.
Oh, yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I get that one. I understand that one.
Mostly, I use emojis to ask for sex.
With the eggplant.
With kids?
With the eggplant.
Now
The Special Olympics kids.
They've added corn and a banana now, so there's like a choice. Like you have your choice now.
I think you have to like.
I feel like the eggplant is like it's necessary right now, and maybe like the corn is like, well, maybe, and maybe the banana is like.
They did a whole
I think the
cast.
family's like a fun, like, hey.
Now you don't have to have it installed. You just have to have an Apple device, and it'll
They're
understand
automatically
it.
there.
They're automatically there.
Yeah.
Now. It's not,
Who made those? Like, where did those come
Japanese.
from?
They're Japanese. It's and they're this is really nerdy, but they're standard text characters.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, it reads it as real text, even though they're little images. So it's not actually sending the
But I mean,
image.
have Japanese people been communicating like that for centuries? Like the samurais?
For centuries, yeah. Well, no, but when I used to go to Japan all the time for work, and we'd rent cell phones, and we'd have these crazy flip phones with like these little like tassels coming off of them. They're bejeweled, and it's like that's the standard phone. Like you can't not look like a little schoolgirl when you go rent a phone in Japan.
It's totally true.
And there's just their emoji selection is insane. Actually. Install the Chinese keyboard and check out their emoji selection. Way better.
What?
The Chinese
it's all text based. Here, I'll bring one up. We can put
Is
it
it
on
just
camera.
Chairman Mao? Just every single one?
So wait a second. If I turn on the Chinese keyboard and send you an emoji,
I'm going to send you one right now, Brian.
oh my God, there's more.
I'm learning so much
They're
here.
totally different, though. These are
an
like
educational
these are
podcast.
way more Asian, by the way.
Oh,
way more Asian,
dude. I'm loving life right now. You just made my weekend.
Oh yeah, and actually, yeah. Here we go.
Hey, I want to get in on that thread.
Yeah.
Make it a group text.
Did you guys always, like, when did you learn about these emojis and these emoticons? Was this something, like, within the past few years?
Yeah.
Or did you know this for a
For
long
me,
time?
it was when I went to Japan as a journalist. So it was a while ago, but I didn't ever have them huge.
I just learned about it a month ago, actually. I feel like a dick saying that, but it's like, like I'm single, so I'm like, hanging out with girls that are like in their early 20s. And that's how they communicate.
My first video is right here. This
I
was,
didn't get any of that.
3 years ago. I made a video talking about how to hack your iPhone in order to do emojis, and this was 3 years ago.
Oh, I made my own emojis.
So you were like way ahead of the game here with the emojis.
Yeah. This is why this is Muff Said, the nerd podcast.
Yeah,
so we can like stew in each other's funks.
we've been yelled at for being too nerdy.
That's by me. I have to moderate. I have to keep it to like
You got to keep, you got to make sure
acceptable
nerdiness.
level of nerd.
Now I'll send you
Is that
guys
a minimum? But
here's
Oh my God! Oh, okay. Yeah, I have seen these. These are like what I call like the like what's that guy that draws all those like trolls pictures or no fuck you? The artwork's very
I can't
the guy with the big afro, Bob.
I don't know if you can see this. It's just like it almost looks like you're just doing colons and smiles.
Yeah, it's all text based.
Yeah,
but like it's the most famous one is the table flip, like the angry table flip.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that one. It's a bunch of those. Unfortunately, table flip's not actually in this one. But yeah, I've been sending these a lot more just because I think it's funnier coming from a grown man. It looks like I'm texting
do you
all the time.
punctuate it? Like punctuate every text with one of those?
No, but I respond to a lot of text messages with emoji for no reason, which
Yeah.
frustrates people.
I'm gonna start doing that. I
Yeah.
need to.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Sometimes I just random emojis that make absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah, the best is like booty call emojis, like where you don't want to wake the person. You don't want to text like, "Are you awake?" because that's desperate. But if you send them a picture of like a piece of poop
A
in a
fluffy
helicopter,
ducky?
yeah,
My favorite of all time. It's so fluffy and little.
But do they mean like certain sexual positions? Like 69 would be like the eggplant.
I don't think we've assigned.
well, I have my own, like the eggplant,
Yeah, I use eggplant a lot.
sushi, squirt.
So that's what's going to happen
Yeah.
when she sees you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good for her to know. What's in store for her.
Yeah, it's so much nicer now because like back in the day when I made this video, you had to actually install like some kind of stupid typing program.
Yeah.
This is iPhone 2, I believe.
It's so much better now.
Yeah.
I love that like text kind of already ruined our communication expectations. Like
Totally.
if one of you were to call me right now, I'd be like, "What's the problem?" And now, like, if you text me, I'm like, oh, I got a text. But now it's just like, let's just emoji. Let's just, like, communicate via... I've actually had entire conversations with just emoji. I've actually made plans with emoji before.
That's impressive.
Yeah, with, like, a little clock and a pizza and, like, all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Totally.
I swear, texting and Facebook updates and Twitter updates have ruined reading. So I think eventually it's just going to be a book. It's just going to be a bunch of emojis. It's the page of emoji, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like hieroglyphics all over again.
Yeah,
we've come full circle.
We've come full circle, totally.
Did you get to the plot
happened.
twist? Did you see when they... Oh, my God, eggplant. I was like, what?
Eggplant right next to the
right in
smiley
chapter 3.
shit.
Right in chapter 3, there was an eggplant.
Speaking of things that have ruined reading for all time, 50 Shades of Grey is on my permanent shit list of things that have ruined the publishing industry. Like, how do you feel about 50 Shades of Grey, Mr. Dee Simon?
You know, well, besides being insanely jealous, you know that book was self-published.
Yeah.
And it just kind of randomly, it was like fanfic, and then it was self-published, and someone, I don't know, like some... like mother discovered it, and then all of a sudden it just became huge. She's already written like 3 different, like 2 follow-ups.
Yep.
And then, like, if you look at Amazon's top 100, because like my book hasn't even broken, I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
like top 10,000 maybe.
So we actually brought Dee Simon on because he wrote a book. It's called Play Something Dancy. It's by Dee Simon. It is self-published. And I just read the first story in there.
Who's on the cover, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. And
That beautiful
Camera's right
cover
there.
model.
Camera's right there.
And I just also happened to be on the cover. So
That is an impressive rack.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's perfect for a microphone to like hold up in between.
Yeah, no, it's I'm really good at holding things in between my breasts.
That cover shoot. Do you remember how funny that cover shoot
eggplants?
was, though?
Like
Like
eggplant.
eggplants.
I just remember that cover shoot. I was just like, I showed up early, and the dude is a great guy, Dallas, that shot the
Big
picture.
fan of Dallas Storkel.
Yeah, he's awesome. Dallas Stokel.
Stokel.
Stokel, yeah. Stoeckel.
You can find him on the internet.
Google search. Yeah, he's great. But I remember showing up a little early, and I'm like, he just moved, and his studio was just kind of in a state of just, like, I don't know, like, looked like fucking... just disarray, shit just everywhere.
It was an
yeah.
explosion.
And there were like a couple like just these like tattooed dudes just passed out on the floor. Like everyone was all wasted. And so I was all like, oh no, Brian's gonna show up and she's gonna be shocked. And so then you show up and you're like, I had like 2 hours of sleep. And I'm like, well, I just want to prepare you for what you're gonna see when you get upstairs. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I think actually what I said is, I used to live with punk rockers. You can't scare me.
I think you were like, I used to take pictures in New Jersey in basements. It's like, it doesn't matter.
I never took pictures in New Jersey in basements.
That was me. Sorry, yeah.
Well, this has got amazing reviews on Amazon. You got 45 reviews and 5 stars.
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah, people seem to like it. And
first-
bribe them.
Is that out on Kindle yet?
Yeah, it's available on Kindle. It just came out in print. It's on Barnes & Noble Nook. It's at the Google Play Store, which is the worst store I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Google? Have you ever bought anything from Google?
I used to
it's
buy all my
annoying.
music from there.
Okay, their book section of the Play Store
The prices,
is
I
awful.
liked their prices. That's why I bought my music.
Yeah, they are cheaper. They're even selling my book cheaper than what I'm selling it for.
Yeah, exactly.
Assholes. Yeah. But anyway, then it's on like the Kobo, which I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's an e-reader.
And the Nook, which I find the Nook to just the Nook just sounds weird.
Did you just
Who
play
owns a
footsie with
Nook?
me?
I did.
Nick Ahrens.
Finally made my move.
So I'm going to read from the back of the book. Most of the stories in the book concern sex, drugs, venereal disease, and diarrhea, or a combination thereof.
It's true.
The first story,
Sad but true.
Can you tell us a little bit about the first story in the book? Because that's as far as I've gotten.
It's so that it's funny. A lot of people that have read the book really enjoyed the opener and the closer. The closer is kind of a nasty one too. The closer involves some diarrhea. The opener involves more sex and drugs. But the opener is actually it was a really frustrating story. It's a frustrating experience that happened. But so I ended up hooking up with a girl that was an older stripper. Like she was really hot. Like I think she like posed for like Hustler and Penthouse, but in like 1992. And I had sex with her in like 2005. I think is when I was working there. I was working a strip club DJ at a place called the Ruby Club in San Francisco. And I remember just waking up, and it was one of those like horrible hangovers where your head feels like it's fractured, and I'm just kind of like, and there's just this like older woman with just huge, massive fake breasts just straddling me, being like, "You want to fuck?" And I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are you here?" And then she like proceeded to get up and drink like half a fifth of Jack Daniels, and did a bunch of blow.
In the morning.
Yeah, this is like in the morning. And it was like at 7 a.m. And
Oh,
I was just like...
that's the best.
Yeah, and I was like, can you just go? And then she's like, aren't you going to fuck me? And I was just like, no, I don't. And then we ended up doing it. And I don't know, to make a long story short, I don't want to ruin it all, but we ended up having sex with a hammer.
A hammer.
It was a hammer, not the business end. I was holding the claw end. I remember like she grabs this hammer and she was just like, "You're gonna fuck me with this," and I was just like, "How?" And she's like, "Put a condom on it, stupid." I just remember her saying that.
Duh. How?
It wasn't hot.
And is this somebody that you met at the club?
Were you sighing?
Yeah, I worked with her, and the story gets way worse. Like, it gets way worse. Like her baby's daddy wanted to kick my ass, and like we ended up at the hospital because she had just had an abortion like 2 weeks earlier.
Oh wow!
2 days earlier.
Yeah, it was a few days earlier. And there was like a bunch of blood it was awful. The whole experience was really awful. Yeah, so I ended up in the emergency room, and then the baby's daddy wanted to kick my ass, and then I had to like babysit their kids. It was just a horrible. It was just a horrible experience. And a lot of the stories in the book are things that like. I mean, it was good for me to like write it down. It was kind of cathartic.
But how is it having all of your dirty secrets out available for print on Amazon.com?
You know what's funny is I had to change a lot of the identifying characteristics and names of people on purpose because I know a lot of people would hunt me down. But there's one guy I write about in there, and he was a manager of some of the clubs I worked at on Broadway. I call him Pepper in the book. His real name wasn't Pepper, but Pepper was like... He used to be a Chippendales dancer, and he's this big, massive dude. He kind of looked like Rick James, but just on a ton of steroids. He had like braids in his hair. And this dude was so mean. Only watch blowjob porn. There's one of the stories. It's called The Blowjob Adventures of Dr. Fellatio. And we always had to have... Have you ever seen... That was a series like in the 80s and 90s. There's like 39 volumes of it, I think.
Wow.
But we always had to have porn playing because it was a porn boutique. And that was the only thing he wanted to watch. It was just these blowjob porns, which didn't even show the girl, really. It was just dick in the mouth.
I have a theory about that shit.
Well, yeah, what's up with that? I remember being like, that's kind of gay.
Yeah, it's super gay. Like, I don't get blowjob porn. I have friends that only like blowjob porn. Yeah, and last night I was looking at porn for my first time on projector. I got this 130-inch projector, and I was like, I haven't looked at porn yet. And I started putting Asa Akira Insatiable in. And it's just like the beginning, this one scene was just her fucking sucking a dick for like 5 minutes and spitting on it and goobering. And I'm just like, this is the gayest thing in the whole entire world.
It's
like,
basically, it's phallocentric.
Yeah.
It's just all focused on cock.
Was it too big at like 130 inches of porn? When the penis is bigger than you, is it too big?
It's like Gojira's dick.
It definitely shows you things that you don't normally see, like
details
like
and
ingrown hairs, and like that's definitely herpes. That's
There's actually a blowjob series that I can recommend that I think is really excellent. Kevin Moore directs a series called "Stick It in My Face" for Evil Empire. It's very good. Stick it in my face. It's really good.
The point is, I don't want to see dick. No, there's not any
but
good.
You got to see titties at least, or
that's
something
why I
else.
Girl porn so much because I almost don't need the dick. I need the girl being fucked and making like she's having orgasm and stuff. But I almost don't need the guy's dirty asshole in my face while I'm watching.
That's just bad shooting. That's just picking bad angles.
Yeah.
People not knowing what to do with their camera.
Well, most of like the videos that this guy would watch would be point of view. So you're looking like it's just a dick in this girl's mouth, and he would just sit there and just criticize all the white penises. And that's all he would do. He'd stand by the DJ, but
that penis is too small.
He's like, you call that a dick?
That penis is too small.
He's like, white people, that is a small dick. That doesn't even look like a dick. Now he's like, that's a chewed white Tootsie Roll.
Did you have the strip club's DJ like, hey, Maria, come to the front stage? Did you have that?
Do it. You know what's funny? I do write about that, about why like strip club DJs seem to sound the same.
They all sound the same.
And not at
I featured all over the country.
Club,
they all sound the same.
You want to know why? My theory on it is this it?
All right, Jerry, come to the front stage. Jerry.
Gentlemen, put those hands together. The very beautiful Jerry for your pleasure.
That's Harmony up there. She's working hard for your money, man. Let's get some greenery for the scenery.
Yeah, the bigger the bills, the bigger the thrills. Give a little, get a lot.
This will shock all of you, but I've only been to 2 strip clubs in my entire life.
What?
We have to go to Sam's Hofbrau.
No. So
Sam's Hofbrau.
The first one was here in LA years before I moved here. I can't tell the story on the air because I would probably get my ass sued beyond belief because of who was. There's people involved that I just can't even talk about. But
your mom.
What's that? No. I was surprised.
That would be awesome.
I was
though.
like, no, I would have been super surprised.
Yeah, my
but
mom
the
listened to
second
it.
time, have you guys ever been to a strip club in Canada before?
Yeah,
They
I've been
take
to
your
Jason's,
they took my photo before I went in.
Cheetahs, yeah.
They
But your photo, why?
They take your photo because their cameras are so shitty. Like their surveillance cameras, they want a clear picture of your face if you start anything. It's in Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
So they make everyone stand in line, take their photo, and you show your ID, and you get your name and your photo, and it's all attached. And then that way, if you like start throwing punches or getting crazy with a girl or something like that, they have a straight photo. They can just
That's
find
a good
you.
idea.
Super smart.
Yeah.
But of course, I was like 22 maybe. I was on a trip for work for the game industry, and a developer wanted to take us like to the strip club. They love doing that after they haven't shown a game for two years. They finally show up. They're like, oh fuck yeah, let's go to a fucking strip club and get crazy. So we went, and it didn't get crazy. It ended up being a bunch of game developers in the corner going, oh, the strip club. Yeah, like, and
Did you get a lap dance?
Yeah, I didn't. No, one of the guys did, but it was only my second time, and I was just kind of eating my chicken wings, like, what's up? But they took all of our photos, and of course, I'm sitting in there. That killed half the vibe because I just had my photo taken like straight up, and I was like, the whole time, all I could think about was like, why do they need the photo?
You know what they're doing with those photos? There's probably in the back. There's just pervert wall.
Yeah.
And
the
it's just a
perv wall,
collage of just all these
the wall of
pervs.
shame. The wall
And
of shame.
you're on there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, or they're just laughing. They're just laughing at the people coming in, trying to look all serious for the photo.
Well, Vancouver has nice strip clubs, but LA I think has some of the worst strip clubs in the.
I went to
Ever.
the Body Shop was my first
That's
one ever.
one of the worst strip clubs
Of
ever.
all time.
Yeah.
It's just not a strip club.
Spearmint Rhino's not bad. I've been there.
It's
I
okay.
used to date a girl that worked there a long time ago.
Sam's Hofbräu.
I've
for the
never
win.
been that place.
That's the one where you'll get
Yeah.
punched if you say the wrong thing, right?
No, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Sam's Hofbräu is amazing because it has no cover, absolutely zero cover, and you know what to expect. Like, the better the strip club, the higher the cover. They have zero cover, and it's like they shoved a strip club inside a Chili's restaurant.
Nice.
It's completely awkward, and you can get food.
They do serve food?
and they do serve liquor. And the drinks are actually very cheap. I think like a Stoli soda is like $7, which is very cheap.
Is it
for
a
Los
topless
Angeles. And it is
club?
topless.
Are they the one that carry like assault rifles, the guards and stuff like
No,
that?
and it is topless, and you can get a private table for $50, and they treat you like a king if you
For
go
$50.
if you get the private table for $50.
You guys want to throw in $12.50? Let's after this.
Let's go hit this.
and it's
Off-brow.
like you're at like a Chili's like booth, like a restaurant booth that they've put a pole in the middle of.
So you're like eating your like tater tots, and
Yeah,
there's
do
just
they
like
serve
some
German food? Like strudel?
I've been too afraid to eat there.
some currywurst.
Way too afraid to eat there. But for $10 you can get the girls to dance on the table, like all
Like
up
a
in
table
your grill.
dance, yeah.
So
$10
for
on the pole.
$60 total plus the price of food, you can have the most interesting meal of your life. That's a great thing. I've had dinners more expensive. That's a
Where
great
is this
idea.
place?
It's in downtown LA.
It sounds like heaven.
It's a $7 cab ride from my house.
I personally like Jumbo's, even though that's not really a strip club. Or there's another one I heard that was good called Crystal Gardens or something like that. That's like Jumbo's, but it's more strip club.
You know,
Well, there's Star Strip in the Valley, which is
yeah, I've
fairly
heard about
decent.
that place.
Yeah.
I was at Jumbo's actually on New Year's, and it was very depressing. I met a friend there like around 10 o'clock, and yeah, like it was just full of just Indian dudes. And I mean, there was no like young
Four
hip
people?
people. And the only girls that there was like one girl under 40 and maybe two girls that didn't have ankle monitors.
Oh wow!
Like it was a weird experience because usually Jumbo's, like every girl's like a suicide girl. Like that place used to be. Do you remember back in like the late '90s, the mid '90s? That place had some scary girls. It was very David Lynch-esque.
I didn't move to LA yet.
Yeah, it was weird. That place used to be awesome, and now it's like, of course, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with attractive women stripping, but I mean, it's just it wasn't as cool.
Yeah,
Like,
there isn't
yeah,
any trannies anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
Courtney
there was
Love
a
used to strip
tranny.
there.
There was a one-arm stripper. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wasn't such a
entertaining.
big fan of amputee porn. Why did I say that?
Wow.
Is that a Freudian slip?
Wow. No.
Or is that just your
No.
mind saying what you're thinking?
Star Garden. That's the name of it. Star Garden. You heard of that?
Yeah,
In
that's
Lancashire?
in the Valley. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, though I would never dance in Los Angeles. I would not in a million years. It's just not worth it here. It's a terrible town for strippers. New Orleans, that was a town to dance
Yeah.
in, and that's a great town to go to a strip club. You were just not going to have.
Maybe I'll wait. I think I'm going to Jazz Fest this year. Maybe I'll wait for then.
They even have bordellos in New Orleans.
They do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
Best ones I think are Texas and Atlanta are pretty good.
See, that I would believe Texas because there's a strip of restaurants. They aren't strip clubs. They're just restaurants that are already just full of sexy women. There's within 1 block radius. I went to 3 of these because I used to work for a company owned by Texans, and when you go to town, they just want to take you to a place. Bone Daddies. The Tilted Kilt.
Yeah.
And then there was one more that was like not a chain, and within...
there's the Twin... No, it's not Twin Peaks. It's...
Something like
Something,
that. But
you know
yeah,
what I'm talking about.
But we bar hopped at these places, and it's just... And they're like next door to
They're
each other.
called restaurants?
Is it just a
Restaurants,
a restaurants? Yeah.
It's in
Hooters
Grapevine,
is a
Texas.
restaurant?
Yeah, but it's like it's not like because like Hooters hasn't updated anything since like 1983.
Yeah.
These one like the Tilted Kilt is like they're supposed to be Scottish, but they're just schoolgirls. And then Bone Daddies, they're just basically just wearing like spandex strings. You know what I mean?
Mugs and Jugs, Twin Peaks, Heart Attack Grill,
Twin
Hooters,
Peaks,
Are these
Tilted
the-
Kilt.
is this
Twin
a
Peaks
list
is such
of
a good name
restaurants?
for it.
This is yes.
Oh, is this a Wikipedia list of
and
restaurants?
now I'm looking at the pictures online. I'm a big fan of restaurants. Actually, what I really like about Hooters is how they haven't updated the uniforms, and so they're all in
They're wearing like those big
pantyhose
and the big work
socks.
like the big working socks and stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
It's so dirty. It's so dirty.
We went to the
It's like
Tilted.
a foot fetish dream, like stockings
Yeah,
inside
inside.
of like a big sock.
With ranch dressing all slapped on it.
Dude,
I mean,
those
the
girls-
ranch makes it better.
Yeah.
The ranch makes. We went
On
to
everything.
the Tilted Kilt, and we were with a guy I used to work with. And there's another guy. And this guy was such a huge asshole to our waitress that we felt so bad that me and the other guy went back and asked for her again, and then we gave her a giant tip because he was such an asshole to her that we felt so guilty.
Why didn't you like her? What I mean,
He like he was just harassing the shit out of her beyond like anything that was appropriate for a man who's married with kids and all that kind of stuff. And we're just like, and I felt so bad. I couldn't let it go, so we went back and used our corporate expense to give her a giant tip.
That's what corporate expenses should be used
No,
for.
it was
Yeah.
good. It was
I
good.
mean, you should be able to use that corporate card at a strip club.
Yeah.
I have
You
seen it.
can.
I've seen it
That's
done.
what beaver bucks are for.
Beaver
That is-
bucks. Yeah, we had that
Yes.
too.
Beaver bucks is the worst because when you turn the money back in, you only get like
Percentage, yeah.
percentage.
It pissed me off too because they would tip the DJ with beaver bucks. You're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, seriously? One of the stories I write about, which is kind of interesting, is I write about the first strip club experience. Like, everyone has a story. Like, how old were you when you went to your first strip club?
Oh gosh.
First time ever.
21.
But that's kind of old, actually.
Well, I was
I'm
older.
from Ohio, so like we only had strip clubs that were bars, like 21 and over.
Like, did you guys have Nathan J? I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
So did you guys have Nathan J's?
No.
Did you have Deja Vu?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first one I went to is a Vu, but I had a fake ID. So I was 15.
I don't even remember my first.
I was
remember
I
my
was
first
so
strip club
scared.
experience.
I actually that's what I write about. I prematurely ejaculated getting a lap dance. Actually, I guess it's not prematurely. I just ejaculated as soon as she sat on me.
I was lame.
It just happened.
That's like the best lap dance ever. That is the like. The
She was
ultimate
really
lap dance.
upset.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Like, hi, random stranger. Like, a lap dance should not involve fluids.
No, I wasn't wearing shorts.
It's the worst. Gentlemen, if you go to a strip club, please wear real pants. It's just not nice if you show up in basketball shorts or sweatpants or anything of that nature. It's just inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, you're not paying those girls enough money to touch your junk. Like, you need to take your girlfriend out for a nicer dinner than that. So be respectful.
The first 20 times I went to a strip club, I never enjoyed myself. Like I would talk to the girl. I'd be the loser that'd be like, "Oh, so you live around here?" Because I was like, I had no money, and so for like a lap dance or $20, to me it wasn't worth it because I was getting laid in real life. So
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
was. But now that I have some cash, I'm more just like this sick perv that goes finds the sluttiest girl I can find and just tries to do as much with her in the private dance room. Like last time I ate a girl out and she squirted on my hand after I fingered her for 4 songs. So it was
Wow.
totally different.
I think the story was told in the last episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That didn't happen at the Hofbrau, did it?
No, it wasn't back in Ohio.
Mine was my first time was in 2007. I was able to look it up because of the work stuff that was involved.
Okay, I was about to say, do you have a live journal of that?
Yeah, exactly. My LJ.com. Yeah.
I think my first was at a VU in San Diego, and it was very exciting. I remember I left all of my money and my credit cards in the car because I was working at the hustle store at the time, so I'm making like $8.25 an hour. I had no business being in a strip club, And I went in and I spent all the money that I brought with me, and then I like did the thing where I like went out to my car, got my debit card, took more money out,
Oh, no.
and spent more money on strippers. And then from then on, I was just banned because I knew it was going to be like $200. And it's still that way. I can't go into a strip club without spending $200.
Yeah, I'm pretty dangerous.
You know, it's a good strip club town is Portland.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just there for a bachelor party
Sex
a couple
world?
months ago. It's crazy.
It's
There's
crazy,
so
yeah.
Well,
many
they had more
fully nude and alcohol.
They had more strip clubs per capita than any city.
Yeah, it's
more-
true.
Because I used to live there, and they would have them in strip malls. It would be like right next to like a Zoomies, and there'd be a strip club right next door.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
It's because of the suicide rate there so high. It's almost like, was it Japanese kasumi, or the Japanese businessmen that kill themselves, or they die,
seppuku,
or something like that? Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Where you take your little sword and you cut your
Why would you
stomach
kill
open.
yourself when there's that many strip clubs in your city?
I think that was the goal,
And
right?
microbreweries.
It was cool.
And delicious. And Portland has great microbreweries. Speaking of
There's
Japan,
tons of beer there too.
I started watching anime again today, and I saw something that was really good. I watched the entire series of Steins Gate, which is awesome. And if you guys are into sci-fi or time travel or time travel paradoxes or clever nerd jokes, it's really good.
It's called Steingate.
Steingate, yeah.
Steingate sounds German.
I'm getting my nerd on today.
Have you watched any of like the mainstays like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun
Yes,
and that kind of
yes,
stuff? Okay.
Yeah. No, I grew up on that. I was a Galaxy 3.9 fan. Spike Spiegel and I have this really amazing relationship that he knows nothing about because he's an animated character.
I was in my head. I was trying to process what the hell you were going to say.
No, I've been nerding out on the animation. I just discovered My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
I saw that you were
Oh,
watching
my
that.
God.
What?
What? Can a girl be a brony?
Yes, there's a
Yeah.
lot of girls. Like
There are
I've
female bronies.
There's a couple people I follow on Twitter that tweet about like My Little Pony a lot.
Do you
A
know
lot.
any bronies?
Simon Pegg
No,
tweeted about My
but-
Little Pony today.
No, but I talked to a woman who works at DeviantArt, and of course I just had to start asking her about all the weird shit that people post. And like the My Little Pony art is just like a huge percentage of that website.
What is it all like fucking? Like ponies
That's
fucking?
called
No,
Cloppers.
no, bronies.
Yeah.
So have you
What's
ever?
it called?
Yeah,
It's called what?
Cloppers.
Floppers?
Bronies actually just
How do you
Photoshop
know
like
this?
those like prom photos. They'll take a picture of themselves in their living room and then they'll Photoshop their pony next to them, like they're in a suit, and they say they went to prom with their My Little Pony. Yeah,
I don't get it. I thought I would like it. I tried to watch it the other day, and I thought I felt really stupid watching that show.
did you finish She-Ra
I had to stop watching She-Ra.
for My Little Pony?
Well, yes. She-Ra is. I'm going to be lit on fire for saying this, but it's not that good.
No, it's not.
The animation's really bad.
After we watched the pilot, I didn't watch anymore.
Yeah, no, I got about 4
I never got
episodes.
into
in,
I started
and
watching The
stopped.
West Wing. I went from She-Ra was the last show I watched on Netflix with Ryan to The West Wing.
Yeah, you know what I watched over while I was in France that was amazing was Blood and Chrome, the BSG
Is it good?
series.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
It's
a little bit of that.
so good.
haven't
Well, I
watched
don't
it
know
yet.
if I'm just excited because I love Battlestar Galactica so much, and Caprica was such a fucking fail that I'm.
And The Plan. Did you watch The Plan? Their fucking spin-off movie that ruined the whole like narrative.
I've actually been saving
What a
that.
burn! Don't
and,
watch it. Burn it.
Sliver. What's the other one? The other movie. I've been saving those for rainy day because I just haven't.
Not the Pegasus movie.
No, the one with Kane. It's not Splinter or whatever.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
April O'Neil.
Yeah, okay, what's up with
You're
the
talking about Bane?
I'm not talking about.
Well,
okay,
I'm gonna
what
kill
we're
you,
talking
Batman.
about,
That's pretty good.
Teenage Mutant
it's almost
Ninja
the
Turtles.
Penguins.
I am so upset about this Michael Bay bullshit that's coming out. He wants
Oh,
to be
they make
aliens.
it's already happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't understand that. Why are they aliens? Like, from where? Like, what's the story?
It makes no sense. I mean, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like they're mutated
He's-
turtles. It's in the goddamn name.
He's not directing the movie though. His company's like producing it, and then he just made that decision apparently. But somebody else is directing this
Yeah.
because he just made that juiced up like. I don't think it looks funny. It's his new action comedy, where it's like The Rock and Mark Wahlberg, and they play juice heads that rob a guy. And
I'm disappointed with Mark
I was
Wahlberg.
like total flat face watching the trailer, and it's supposed to be really funny. I just did not think any of it was funny at all.
Did you like Ted?
I love Ted.
I love Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ted was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought Ted was okay.
It is starting to show the cracks of that humor where I really like the movie, but all of his stuff is exactly the same.
I'm just saying that Scott McFarlane is just better in a shorter format. Like, I think that over that long of a period, like that long of a feature, it got a little thin.
I think it's one of the best movies of 2012.
Really?
Yeah, comedies.
Have you seen The Hobbit?
Probably one of the most boringest movies of 2012.
Did you see it in high frame rate, though?
No, I didn't see it.
I made a mistake with that one. So I ran out of weed. And I wanted to get some weed, but I also wanted to see The Hobbit. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I don't need weed. So you didn't do either? Yeah, no, I went and saw The Hobbit, and then I was like sober the whole time. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I was just really self-aware of how bad this sucked.
Did you see the high frame rate version? The 48 frames?
And which is also it was very disconcerting.
It's bizarre for like the first 45 minutes. By the end, I really liked it, but not the way I like a cinema movie. I liked it because it looked like a video game.
But it was jarring because the background looked like a video game background, but the people looked so real. It was like someone had a high def camera.
There's a scene where they show like a big pile of gold, and it looked like the CG is not caught up to this yet because it looked like the end of like a Bejeweled Blitz like winning screen, like you win gold, and I was like, this does not look like real gold at all. This is terrible.
I hate that look, that true motion look. When you buy a new TV and you see that true motion,
you have to reset all your settings.
But it's not quite like that. I will say, because I know what you're talking about. I hate motion flow is one of the dumbest things in TV technology. Yeah.
Why? Why do they do it?
Because they do it because they run out of reasons to sell TVs. After they made all of their high def money, they need to start putting shit in TVs that you don't need. Smart TVs and motion flow and all this bullshit.
I don't mind some of the stuff, like the smart TV stuff. I just got
a Netflix app is nice.
Yeah, I just got a new receiver.
That is actually awesome.
Yeah,
I got a new receiver. Like I tried to do the soundbar thing for a while, but when you have such a big projector screen, you're like, dude, why would I have a movie theater with
tiny
small
sound
speakers? So I went and got like this Onkyo, and it's got Spotify built into it, Pandora bought into it, and it upgrades everything to 1080p. It's got 7 HDMI inputs, and it upgrades everything to 1080p.
Right.
So no matter what you're watching, is 1080p, and it's so great for like shitty resolution movies. It just makes it look so much better. It's great. So
it's also good for Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You've actually been playing a lot of. You said you've been playing iPad games, Nick Ahrens.
I have. I just started smiling because you said Super Nintendo, and I don't want to reveal something for.
Oh, and you have the iPad Mini.
I did finally get an iPad Mini.
That's a small iPad.
I got the iPad Mini. I got too jealous of Redban owning one and not me.
Yeah.
So I did get an iPad Mini.
You still can't put that in your pocket, though.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, can I not?
How big are your pockets?
No, you can put those in regular jean pockets. I put it in all the time. Yeah. It's the perfect size, actually.
But could you get a lap dance with that in your pocket?
It would interfere, I think.
I feel like if I take the wrong step, it's just going to break in half.
My jeans are way too tight to do that.
This is what I think this is the only pair that I think I can actually do this with.
Hipster problems.
Yeah, hipster problems.
Hipster issues.
I have been playing iPad games though. I've been playing The Room, which is a great Myst style like puzzle game.
Is that like the movie The Room?
No.
Okay. Oh, that would be great if there was a video game of that.
There's basically a safe, and you have to figure out how to unlock it. And it's like super intricate. Like you have to you can like pan around and touch stuff and like view stuff. I've been playing a new game just came out today called Hundreds. You played this also at Indiecade. It's the one where you grow all the dots and you have to equal 100. You hated it at first and you loved it by the end.
Oh, that game was really good. That's out?
Yep. Just came out today.
We have to tell people to buy that.
Yes.
So buy that game.
Candy Crush, which is like Bejeweled Blitz and just as corny looking but way better. And then I've been playing this other game called Rad Soldiers, which is a strategy game that's free.
But are they just rad soldiers?
Rad soldiers,
They're just rad.
Fucking rad soldiers. Super rad soldiers.
Ryan, you've played Peggle, right?
Peggle.
Peggle.
Peggle's one of my favorite games
Have
of all
I played
time.
Peggle?
I just remembered that.
You've never played Peggle, where it's like pachinko. It's like you launch a ball. And you have to like...
so satisfying, though, when that unicorn or whatever comes.
There's a unicorn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I haven't played this game.
Sounds awesome.
I also recommend Blade Slinger Episode 1 from Kerosene Games to sponsors.
I had Peggle on my iPod that I could play with the click
Blade
wheel.
Slinger game's really good.
Yeah.
You know what we should make? We should make an iPad app of Cooter Ball.
Actually.
So do you guys know what Cooter Ball is?
No.
We've all seen South Park.
They had a Cooter Ball episode
Cooter Ball in South Park?
Oh, Cooter Ball. I was talking about ping pong balls, but Cooter Ball is with the money, yeah.
Did you have to do that? You've done it because you're a feature,
As
right?
a featured dancer, you have to do all sorts of questionable things. Because the way that a feature...
With ping pong balls?
Not with ping pong balls. Actually, you can't do that in the U.S. because they're really strict about insertion in strip clubs, unless you're in Rhode Island.
Really? Why Rhode Island?
Prostitution is legal in Rhode Island.
serious?
And so
What?
we go to the strip clubs
did this
there.
happen?
They're so crazy.
Why am I living in California?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Why is that like one of the smallest, like least populated states in America?
Yeah,
And I think you can also, if you're 16, you can work at a strip club.
What?
Yeah.
And prostitution?
And,
Still?
and like the age of consent's really low. So if you're a disgusting child fucker, move to Rhode
Look at
Island.
all everyone's like,
Weed's not that good.
No idea. Yeah.
I
Fuck
do.
the pot shops.
I do have one more iPad game to show, and it's not super new. And actually, this game came out a while ago. Bastion. It's a RPG that came out on like Xbox Live and PlayStation, and it was made by like 3 people in a living room. Mm-hmm. What's cool about it? I'm gonna play it here. Some of the audio is the music, and the narrator does. He talks about everything you do, and you'd think it get annoying, but it's not. Here, I don't know if I can show this. It's the visuals aren't as important as the audio here, but so he basically does he'll say everything you do in a cool way.
I like the bird noises.
Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought.
This badass narrator basically says everything that you're doing. I can't.
So it's like Duke Nukem mixed with Zelda.
She.
With this like sweet Western Indian influenced music.
It makes me think of Serenity.
It is like Serenity. And I'll go here real quick.
I want to hear him talk again. Make him talk.
I'm going to make him talk. So actually, this is I don't usually buy game soundtracks because I'm like, whatever. Like they're usually good, but not good enough to just listen to. And I played this game for a half an hour on the airplane. As soon as I landed, I went to iTunes and bought the game soundtrack.
Wow.
Who is the narrator? Who's doing
I don't
that
know.
voice? So it kind of sounds like Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, Duke Nukem.
little bit.
It sounds like Nukem.
Duke Nukem's a guy named John St. John.
Really?
And he's famous for doing Duke Nukem.
Exactly.
It's kind of amazing.
It's like the Mario guy.
Sure, the city marshals may be gone. Now the force.
How can I get this guy to narrate my life?
I know. Like
That would be awesome.
So, and I thought I'm like, oh, this is gonna get annoying. But I'm a couple hours in. I'm still like, every time I'm like, I shoot an enemy, and he's like, and then the enemy went down, and you felt good. And I was like, yes. I want this guy to narrate my life. Like, can't find his car keys. They might be in his pocket.
Premature ejaculation is normal for guys in the age of 30 to 38.
But he's got like a style. He'd say something like that, but he's got style to it. So he'd be like, "Don't worry, bud. Premature ejaculation is cool. Everyone does it. Now move on."
I just watched Indie Game the movie. I don't know if you guys seen that.
So good.
It-
So beautifully shot.
It's on Netflix right now. It is really good. It really got me interested in the Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
And
Fez.
Fez, which
Fuzz.
Fez is interesting because it almost seemed like it was going to become vaporware to a point.
They've been
in this-
developing that game since I was like a newbie in the game industry, which was like 8 years ago. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I guess it came out, and then there was all that controversy about there was a bug in the game, and he wouldn't fix the bug because it would have cost too much money,
Right.
because of Xbox's process.
Yeah,
of
because the
testing.
resubmission and testing and all that kind of stuff. It's
Did they change that because of this? I mean, is
no, it's the submission process for all these like iPhone and Xbox, all stuff. It's really complicated, and I understand. I see both sides, like the developers
Okay,
and the
it
publishers.
is complicated, but there's also really great programs like the Unite product from Unity 3D that can port your existing product, and for a rev share.
Oh, they can.
Yeah,
but you still have to go through submission. There's nothing is allowed to be on any of these platforms without submission.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they have a staff of like 10 people doing all of the games ever that come out. So I can see why it's hard. It's difficult.
But with something like Unite from Unity 3D is that they also take your game and they package it with a bunch of other games and they have those existing relationships. So it is possible, but
Right.
if you're going to individually submit to all of those platforms for a bigger piece of the
Right.
rev share puzzle, then it does get
Right.
complicated.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people complain about time. So you when you put a game out on like Xbox Live, they're like, "When's it coming out?" You ask that to a developer, and they'll be like, "Well, I don't know. I have no idea."
I want to know about this game Fez. Do you get a little hat with it?
You have a little Fez hat on.
Do you
yeah.
get a Fez hat with it when you
Yeah,
play?
you're wearing
Fezzes
one.
are cool.
You're wearing one. Yeah.
I wear a Fez
What
now.
what is the point of the game? What do you do?
It's a
with it?
platformer, so you have to kind of get from beginning to end.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
cool because you can. It's a 2D, so it's side scrolling.
Right.
But you spin the world to change the view. Like so, if you want to go in a cave, you can like spin the world, and it'll look like a part of the world's now cut out, and you can hop inside.
But there's
of it.
nothing to do with Shriners or Fez hats.
No,
nothing?
you don't drive.
Okay.
There's no little Shriner
No
cars. to
little
drive.
cars. No.
That's
No.
really disappointing because I
Yeah,
love the Shriners.
I would have been stoked.
I recommend Jet Set Radio. By the way, it's they
on iPad now,
ported
right?
it on the iPad, and it's a and a great port. They usually don't do the ports very well, but this is a great port. And
This might be one of, if not the best Dreamcast game ever
Yeah.
made.
Is that guy in rollerblades?
Yeah.
it's
Fruit
like-
boots.
Fruit booting.
Fruit boots.
Fruit booters.
Yeah, and it's all about graffiti and
Who
like
didn't have
power
rollerblades though in
and
this
stuff.
room?
Oh, I just recently
I
got back
didn't.
into it.
You never had rollerblades? thought-
Yeah, no.
They were they were invented where I grew up, so they were everywhere.
Who
in
invented
Minneapolis.
rollerblades?
The rollerblade
Was the
company?
guy gay?
I don't
Was
know.
the guy- he had to have been gay.
Have you seen
Yeah.
that video with Aziz? That's like. It's like, oh, I got to come out to my parents that I'm a rollerblader.
I love that joke. That's one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst part about about rollerblading?
Like telling your parents that you're a rollerblader.
Tell your parents you're gay.
yeah.
I just remember my parents got me a pair for Hanukkah.
And
I think I used them like twice.
Someone once told me, I was saying I want to get into shape because I'm becoming a fat slob, and they were like, you should go rollerblading.
Oh, that's I just bought my first pair of rollerblades maybe 2 years ago for that very reason. Seriously,
And
because
did you use them?
I never rollerbladed, and same reason, exercise. There's not many things I would do for exercise, like I hate ellipticals; they're just boring.
Right.
I live in Burbank, which is just like a dead neighborhood. So
Calisthenics?
Yeah, so I just rollerbladed around the neighborhood, and it was cool because it almost got to the point, reminded me of when I was a kid on my bicycle playing adventure. Like, what's down this street? What's
Right.
in this small little sidewalk?
It's so much easier to go faster. Yeah.
But the only thing I hate about it is there's no brakes. And I didn't really think there's like that little
there's
stub thing.
The
But as
thing
soon
on
as
your toe.
as soon as you lift your foot up, you're just gonna go down.
Or if you
It's
try
in
to
your
use it, you
heel,
kind of
that's what it is.
trip over it.
Yeah.
So like I
you
didn't
supposed to
really think about it because I'm thinking like roller skates. You just kind of I forget how there was like some kind of
On the toe. They
Yeah,
have a toe
yeah,
stop as opposed
Toe
to heel
But you
stop.
kind of drag your foot.
yeah.
You know?
But I just went down this hill and I was like, wait a second, how am I going to stop? Oh my god, I can't stop. And so I had to make myself crash into a sidewalk. I just flipped onto a sidewalk
Wouldn't
to
you
stop.
try to stop like you were on skis?
I think there's a thing on your heel, right?
Because with skis there's very little friction, so you can slide. If you did that, your feet would just crunch into each other and you'd flip forward.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that stopping thing just makes you almost want to trip. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to start going left, right, left.
Well, what I
right,
used to
left.
do is I used to just turn my back foot, one of my feet sideways and just let it drag.
Oh, yeah.
I would do that, and it ruined your wheels. But I
Did
didn't
you
care. I
guys
didn't care they were rollerblades.
Did
so.
you guys wear a spandex bodysuit too when you did this?
No.
Under my clothes? I didn't want my friends to make fun of me, but I wanted to wear it. So
My
under
parents said I
clothes.
had to.
No, I didn't use my rollerblades that much, but when I was growing up, aggressive rollerblading was really in, like doing 3 spins onto a handrail and all that kind of stuff. But I've been
No.
skateboarding and BMXing.
The only time that rollerblading ever looked cool to me was when I watched Hackers.
Oh yeah,
That movie
yeah.
was all about the rollerblades.
yeah. They did have rollerblades. That was like, what year was that?
95 or 6 probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
95.
Oh man, when they're going over the
was the
laptop,
pinnacle
they're looking at the
of
laptop specs. They're like
rollerblading.
28
Well,
modem.
this Steins Gate, the Steins Gate movie, I've really been enjoying because one of the major plot point revolves around an IBM 5100 because they're sending text messages to the past and they have to keep them under 32 kilobytes.
Oh, I like that.
It's really good because it talks about like the limits of old school technology and then applies it to time travel.
Wow.
It's really cool. So
I like that. They have to compress the data to send it back in time.
Yeah, so Steins Gate is awesome. I have the dubbed version. It's amazing.
You wouldn't be able to
dubstep
use
version?
emojis though.
I know. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, back in like 1986.
I know. I'd send back a little happy sunshine. They'd be like, "I got a square. What does this mean? What does this mean? It's a square from the future."
It's a problem with the technology.
Yeah.
So this is not a nerdy thing at all, or maybe this is a nerdy thing. So I also got 50 Shades of Chicken.
Oh my!
Oh my God.
Is that 50 ways to have sex with a chicken?
So it is a cookbook,
Oh.
and
Wrong book.
wrong book, actually. And it's better written than the actual 50 Shades of Grey.
You have it bookmarked. Like, did you make some like
I
chicken
did
recipes?
make something
here?
from it,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
But holy
She's a good
shit,
cook.
he's wearing that apron and he's reaching into the back of the toy drawer. I want it. Oh, yes. And he wants me. I get it now. The hungry look on his face, the growling of his stomach like I was the last amuse-bouche on earth. But this, I don't know if I can do what the recipe demands. Yet this is what he does. He hurts food to make it taste good. This is what I signed on for. I want my shifty blades. I have to be ready for anything. I want it, I say. I belong to you. He turns me over so I can't see what he's doing. I'm going to spread you out. I'm going to open you up. I'm going to take you places you never knew existed. I can feel his manic anticipation. His skilled hands have me completely at his mercy. As he opens me up, a shock ripples through me, and it's sweet, strange, voluptuous feeling. He lays me breast up on the pan, flatter than poultry should be. This is unnatural. It can't possibly be as pleasure as it is. But the warmth of the pan penetrates me so evenly. I feel melty, juicy, exquisitely yummy. Now I know why they call it spatchcocking. So the whole book is like that, and every single recipe has...
I'm a vegetarian and I got a chub. Like, seriously.
So-
It took me half of that to realize it was from the point of view of the chicken, by the way. Yeah,
I kept thinking it was Colonel Sanders doing
yeah
this.
that would have been great.
Yeah.
So
Sexy.
About the author.
It's a parody and a cookbook, and
There's a plantation owner.
it's all in there like that. And I actually made the roasted chicken with tangerine and sage. And not only did my chicken come out looking like the picture in the book, it was delicious.
You make good food.
Did you
do.
speak to the chicken?
I
like they
did.
do in that book.
Did you fuck that chicken before you ate?
Well, it's called Learning to Trust You, because it's a trust chicken recipe. 'Cause
Oh.
It's all tied up. Trust me, he whispers. Yes, that is not entirely true, and my pulse starts to race. Good girl, do you have any idea what I'm going to do to you? He asks, caressing my raised Beth with a coil of 16-ply twine. The touch of the natural filament is shockingly sensual. The deepest, darkest parts of me clench in the most
Colonel was a
delicious
perv.
Yeah, no
fashion. So it could, I could read from this book all day, and actually, I did pretty much the entire time I made these recipes.
So who gave you that? Your parents?
Yes. I got this from my dad. So 50 Shades of Chicken. We're not quite at what's the next holiday where bitches want presents and shit?
Valentine's
Day.
Yeah.
Die Hard Day, actually. It's Die Hard 5.
Oh yes,
Die Hard.
Die Hard 5.
Oh, wow.
that's
and
what
the
I'm
day,
doing.
and the day I can upgrade
wait.
to the iPhone 5.
Die Hard 5 comes out on Valentine's Day?
Yes.
You
They're
gotta be kidding me.
completely screwing the American holiday of Valentine's Day by
No, they're
releasing-
doing what needs to be
releasing a
done to the
shitty
American holiday of fucking Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day can suck a fucking.
Because now
dick.
it's going to be a bunch of guys going, it's my time this year.
Die Hard's gonna suck.
I don't think you're going to get
Oh,
laid.
it's going to be
taking-
terrible. I don't care.
don't
I'm
care
going to
that's
Die
terrible.
Hard on
The
Valentine's
last-
I don't think you're going to get laid taking your lady to Die Hard 5.
Unless it was me.
That's fine. I'm going to go see Die Hard 5.
Unless you're dating Ryan Keely.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go see Die Hard, and I'm going to have the sex scene. I am so excited for Die Hard because the last one, they jumped a car into a helicopter,
Yeah.
and I can't.
It still can't be as bad as Die Hard 2. So that's why I'm excited about it.
I don't mind Die Hard 2.
2 is all right.
I think the last two are the worst ones.
Really,
I
I
didn't
like
that
3.
nerdy
I like
guy.
3
Who
a lot.
was the nerdy guy that was like his buddy?
The guy from the Apple commercials.
Yeah,
Justin Long.
that guy
Justin
annoys
Long,
me.
yeah.
He just annoyed me.
Yeah.
I like
He's a
that.
fellow Jew.
He is a Jew. I should like it, but it's like I was like Bruce Willis would never hang out with that guy.
I know, right?
Come on, suspend my disbelief here.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about meeting Bruce Willis's son in Die Hard 5.
Wait, he has a kid. Is that
Yeah.
is
That's
that
the
the
whole
is that the
plot.
premise?
Well, he's had 2 kids, and then like you met his daughter in the last one. Now you got to meet his son, who is played by the same. I just saw Jack Reacher. It's played by the one of the villains from Jack Reacher, which is after I found that on, I saw that
Dude,
movie. I was like,
that's
it's
the-
like his son's gonna be like 42.
not to change the subject, but Jack Reacher is like the gayest porn sounding name, like the gayest name.
It was
like a gay porn that I could
it
ever
has,
think of.
It has
with
probably-
Tom Cruise.
It probably has the best, it has the most like one-liners per minute I've seen in a movie in a super long time.
Reacher.
Oh yeah. Jack. And apparently in the
gay.
books he's like 6'7" and he's played by Tom Cruise. He's like a 6'7" Swedish blonde, and then the movie is Tom Cruise.
Well, they kind of did the same thing with I Am Legend.
Yeah, well,
Not
no,
that I thought that was a good movie.
No, that movie is super far from the book. Though.
Yeah.
The book's really slow.
Way off, yeah.
And the book's amazing.
The book is actually really great.
Yeah.
Matheson's
my favorite author. He's awesome.
I like I Am Legend still.
Really?
I thought it was still okay.
Really?
Have you seen the alternate
Deus Ex
ending?
Machina show up in the 3rd act, and the plot holes are gaping.
What?
Like this.
I don't even want to get into it. I just find it so. I find
You know-
that whole thing so upsetting.
You know what I watched the other day because I was kind of sort of fiending for zombies because they take that fucking goddamn break with Walking Dead. But I watched 28 Days Later.
Oh,
And
it's
28
so
Weeks
good.
Later. 28 Days Later is a great movie, but what's weird about that movie is, you remember when they finally got out of camp, they got to that like military outpost?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude's like, well, I promised my boys sex. It's been like only 28 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. I'm not a ravenous rapist after 28 days. Jesus.
I am.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm like prematurely
Can I get a high five
ejaculating,
for
but
Like a week.
I'm not raping children. Maybe if I was in Rhode Island.
That movie's also weird because I don't know if it's Cillian or Killian Murphy, but he plays a good guy, and he's usually like creepy bad guys in movies.
Which guy was that guy?
It's the main guy from 28 Days Later. He's the
kid,
Scarecrow.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
also like
that's who
he's
that
a
guy
Scarecrow.
was.
He's on that like is it Red Eye?
Are you talking about the pretty guy with the pouty lips and the blue eyes?
Yeah, he's also the main guy in Sunshine. He's good in that, and then he's also
Yeah.
Inception. He's in a bunch of movies, but he's so good
like
as like
Sunshine.
a creepy killer.
Yeah.
that when I see him playing a good guy, I'm like, and in Sunshine, I was like, he's just gonna turn it at any moment. I just know it. He's gonna turn around with a knife and stab him in the neck.
That's like your whole thing the whole time.
I don't believe he's a good person. He's probably a bad person.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Warren Ellis has a new book coming out, and the trailer is online. It's being read by Will Wheaton, I believe. Check out the Gun Machine trailer when you get a chance.
Gun Machine.
Yeah, from Warren Ellis. It's a book. I saw some advanced materials on it, and it looks amazing, and I'm really excited. And
See Looper if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
That
Looper
fucking
was
movie
good.
amazing.
Yeah,
I hope
that
they
was-
get
that
an
was a good
Oscar.
movie.
They deserve an Oscar for the makeup, for the special effects makeup.
Yeah.
Also, the story, just the writing was cool.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
You know,
Rose is badass in that.
Yeah.
I was really baked when I saw it, and I thought something happened that didn't happen, but it would have been cool if it did happen.
What did you think?
When it's hard
Is
to
this
say.
a spoiler alert?
Yeah, this,
Spoiler alert.
So
Spoiler
It's been out for months.
Yeah,
so,
so
it's
this
fine.
is a spoiler alert, so I'll just wait a second, and I'll try to not make it too bad. But at the very end, where the one guy dies, the woman goes up to the guy and is like touching his hair like this and stuff like that, and it looked like there was a scar there, as if they were saying that the little kid was him also. As if there was
I've heard
three.
this theory. I've heard this theory.
Wait, this is
You're
actually
not
a
the first-
theory?
Yeah, you're not the first person to say this.
And that's what I thought. I thought
Yeah.
that's what it was. But then I told that to somebody, and I'm like, dude, you are way off. What the fuck are you thinking? I'm like, no, I think that's what it meant. Why else did they show a close up of his face?
I don't
even
think
think
I
of
don't
this.
think it was
Yeah.
that, but I've heard other people say that too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But I like those kind of movies
Were all
where
those people
I
stoned?
love movies like that, like Inception or like Looper, where there's people like, no, this is what it meant, or like even like back with the Matrix, where like it's Jesus' story and all that kind of stuff. I love that. I love that. That's what people said though, like that Neo is supposed to be Jesus,
Yeah.
and
Well, we so rarely get to have those debates anymore, as we've talked about, like with iPhones and with instant access to smartphones, is that we don't get to debate things like
Right.
we used to.
Because you can look up facts. I know
Yeah.
you can't bullshit chicks at bars anymore.
Yeah.
It sucks.
she's like, I'm checking
be like,
checking
okay.
IMDb. No, he wasn't in that.
Yeah, you're not an Olympic athlete.
Give me my free drink.
Never
Wait,
get
which
laid anymore.
Olympics did you say? Special Olympics? Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
It was great. Yeah, you guys check out the book. It's been out. It's selling kind of well. Like it's sell
People
better.
should buy more copies of
Hey.
it, because from what I read, it's amazing.
Yeah,
There's a lot of entertaining stories and a lot of gross stories. A lot of I'm kind of glad that my parents aren't alive to see that. Because I think they would both be like, I'm very disappointed in you. Maybe
no
not. I
idea.
don't know. It's a funny book, and yeah, people, you can check it out. Go to Amazon.com. Just type in "Play Something Dancy." You can also it's also linked off of our podcast page.
People need to listen to your podcast. You have an excellent podcast.
We've been doing it. It's funny because podcasts are kind of like now podcasts are huge. Everybody has podcasts. We started we've been doing it 6.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so the only podcasts that were around back then was like Keith and the Girl. They've been longer than us. I'm trying to think of who else. There's a few of them, but we're like the old guard podcast. They've just kind of been doing it forever.
That's great.
And it's the Sick and Wrong podcast.
Sick and Wrong, the podcast. Yeah.
You also do have some prank calls on YouTube, it looks like. Somebody sent me some prank calls, Sick and Wrong, from the Sick and Wrong podcast.
Yeah, we have a lot of freaks. Do you guys get weird gifts? I imagine because you do Rogan's
yeah.
podcast. Do you guys just get some weird shit?
I got a bunch of shit. Actually, I got a lot of stuff for Christmas, and I don't know if I thanked everybody that sent me a bunch of crazy stuff, but I got a statue. Somebody made a statue out of a cat that has a huge dick and big tits and
What?
stuff. Yeah.
Whoa.
And
Magical.
it's so good that I'm like, I don't want to keep it in the studio. I want to keep it at home,
At
so I
home,
can
yeah.
look at it every day and touch it.
Is it furry?
No, it's made out of metal. It looks like he went to the junkyard. Actually, I think I have a picture of it. It looks like he went to the junkyard and then got a bunch of fucking scrap metal and just made a cat out of it. And it's amazing. I also got a lot of cat stuff, a lot of cat cards, a lot of cat things like from Rooster Neck and stuff.
You got a gift. Someone gave you a gift at one of the secret shows.
Oh yeah. What was that?
I don't know. I was walking out, but I saw him come up to you, and you were like, you couldn't tell what it was. It was super dark.
Yeah, it was a shoe, a paperweight that was a high heel, and somebody thought I would want a paperweight high heel.
Ah.
Here's the cat though. It's hard to tell in the picture because it's all made out of metal, but it's like, it reminds me of something from like Battlestar Galactica.
Wow.
And you can't tell,
That's a
but it's got
trophy.
It's like shiny too.
yeah, he's got a huge dick. The guy that made this, I wish I had his name on me right now, but I don't. He also made Joe Rogan one, which was like a werewolf fucking a gorilla or something like that.
Wow.
That's
God,
the
this
best
guy's
thing
gifted.
ever.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never get shit like that. We get a lot of booze, but we got I got a menstrual blood painting, a portrait. Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't want that. I'd rather have a metal cat.
Yeah, the metal
Way
cat's
cooler.
cool. That's what did you do with it?
You know what?
Sitting
I threw the menstrual. Well, no, I didn't. My roommate at the time kept it. It was just a
He was like,
portrait.
no, this is cool. This is cool.
It was really gross, dude. It was just
Yeah, of
dried
course.
blood on like
Yeah.
I guess it's a thing though. People do that blood painting. It's a big lesbian thing.
yeah.
I'm a feminist, but I have posture and I have limits.
That's not a feminist issue. That's just gross. Like, I'm
I
sorry.
don't
That's
like-
just gross.
I am a woman. I bleed. I'm okay with that. Like, it's part of the process. But I just don't feel the need to like share my blood with anyone other than who I'm fucking. Like,
But I like as like a guy though. As like
I don't even want to
but
share that.
As a guy, but like as a guy, I don't walk past my houseplant every day and piss in it just to mark my territory. I'm like, oh, this is for me. This is my zone.
that's so weird.
Yeah.
I have a plant outside that I pee on every night before I go to bed. I don't know why.
Is it alive?
I'm just like, I think I'll go have a cigarette. Yeah, I'll go pee on that plant again.
Is it all shriveled?
No, it's lives. It's healthy. It's got frothy leaves.
It's all those
It's
on
It's furry with orange leaves, but yeah.
It's all those on it nutrients you've been taking. Makes your piss like
I've been
so
taking
nutrient
some
rich.
on it. Having to redo my brain from the other night. I've been doing a lot of Molly lately.
I can't get down. I literally am allergic to ecstasy and MDMA and all that
How'd
stuff.
you find that out?
So I would randomly. So I'm a very experimental girl, and I won't just try something once. I'll try it several times to make sure that I'm doing it right. Because, like butt sex, you frequently don't get it right the first couple of times. Like you really need to like put in the time. You know, I wouldn't say 10,000 hours, but you need to put in the time.
That's a lot of butt sex.
That's a lot.
A lot of butt sex.
A lot of torn butts.
A lot of lube would be needed.
A lot
Yeah,
of pink in the
it's like,
toilet.
but like it took me a couple times to get like down like that, and then so with a new substance, I'm like, I want to try it a few times to make sure that I'm responding well, whatever. And I tried ecstasy and it didn't have a good time. I tried it again, maybe a year and a half later.
When you have a good time, what do you mean? What happened? Because I've never heard of anyone having really a bad time on ecstasy.
Oh, I have the worst
Acid,
ever.
yes.
So-
Ecstasy,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like,
I
it
did-
was just speedy.
Ah.
No, what happens to me when I take ecstasy is that my entire body, including the palms of my hands and my genitals, feel like they are having the worst sunburn you've ever had in your entire life.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
my skin is so hot and it burns. And I have a massive anxiety attack at the same time.
That's an allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
an
Thing's probably
allergy,
an
yeah.
allergy.
So I have an allergy. Someone said it might be a serotonin overdose. That's another possibility. So I don't take ecstasy, which sucks because it sounds awesome.
Yeah, see, everyone's been telling me I need to try ecstasy, and it's probably the one thing that I'm like, oh, I should do that.
Oh,
and then
it's-
everyone else
it's
is like, oh,
awesome.
no one does ecstasy anymore. You won't be able to find it.
Dude, the best thing is this: if you
That
can
Molly
find
is
somebody,
everywhere.
people always say this, but if you can find true Molly, and this is all allegedly, don't really try Molly, guys at home. But if you can find real Molly, and you have a girl that you like or you want to like a lot, you sit down with her, and it's like true serum. You just fucking start saying things you normally wouldn't say to the
Wow.
other person. It's like it's the best for relationships because it's like a reset, and there's like all this stuff that you might be thinking in the back of your head that's been bugging you. You'll just say it, and the other person will take it in and say what they've been thinking, and it's great. It's a magical. It's like mushrooms is good for its own reason, and LSD is good for its own reason, but this is like really good for yourself and your brain, and it's an interesting reset.
Vodka does that to me.
I'd recommend not doing Molly with a chick in Nevada because you might get married.
Yeah,
that could happen.
I'd be down for that.
Don't do it in Nevada.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, Nick Ahrens. Is
I'll be a good husband.
Nick Ahrens like wants to be a boyfriend, and you've got puppy fever. Like you have puppy
total
fever
so like
worse
I
than
have
my 34-year-old friend.
I probably have like the most crossed wires. It's a good thing I live in the Midwest anymore because I have very crossed wired like wants and needs right now because. I would totally get married right now if I met somebody awesome.
Are you ready to breed?
But I don't want kids.
Thing.
No kids. I would totally get married, but I want a dog so bad.
Don't do it, dude.
I know I can't do it right now. The responsibility stuff is going to kill me, but I want a dog.
I just had to get rid of my dog, man. I love my dog, and I had to get rid of my dog because I just can't. I'm like today. I've been podcasting.
You're like one of the hardest working people I know, though.
Yeah,
you're never home, are you?
But that wasn't the case a year ago. You know,
right.
Like a year ago, I was home all the fucking time. Now I'm like today. I started the Joe Rogan podcast at like. I had to be there around 2:30.
I cannot wait to listen to that podcast, by the way. I am so fucking excited because on the Joe Rogan Experience today, they had the author of one of my favorite books of all time.
Sex at Dawn?
Yes, Sex at Dawn, The Prehistoric Origins of Human Sexuality. If you haven't read the book, you have to read it, and I can't wait to listen to the podcast. Anyway, back to your story about puppies.
Yeah, so I got this puppy that I really loved, and I loved it to death. And I got this cat, like a new cat. I had 2 cats and a dog, and I loved all my animals, and everything was great. Now I had no time for them. My dog would come home and be like, I would be gone for like 12 hours a day, and I'm like, hi, dog. I know, you pissed all
It's not fair to the dog.
Yeah,
you feel bad. You feel guilty about that.
I was in the same position a few years ago. I had a half beagle, half basset out here in LA, and he was super sick. He needed lots of attention, like all the time. And I had to find a good home for him, which made me feel really bad. But now I was just home, and my parents just got a plot hound, which are one of the cutest fucking dogs in the world. And I was just like, I want a fucking dog.
You know what you need to do?
Bad.
You need to just get a girl that has a dog already, and that's
the best
thing ever.
There we go.
Adopt a retarded kid.
Get the best of both. You can dress him up as your wife, and you can listen to the Wookiees all that.
That'd be fun.
There's nothing like playing video games for 12 hours with a dog laying on your lap, though.
Oh yeah. Did you play? I just got Skyrim finally. Or didn't just get it. I just started playing Skyrim. I don't know if you played Skyrim or not.
Like 70
it's too hard
hours.
for me. I had to give it
That's
away.
dedication. That game.
Yeah, that is.
I love it.
I love it, but I could
love
tell
it.
I'm already looking for bottle caps again, like Fallout 3 style, where I'm just like every single little chest. I'm like, I gotta see what's in this chest. It's stupid.
You still got to play some Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even. I played a little bit of it. I've been playing Tony Hawk,
HD?
original Tony Hawk HD.
HD, yeah.
Why didn't they ever upgrade Leisure Suit Larry?
They did. They've
Did they?
tried many
Shut
times.
up.
The last one came out, I think, this generation.
Yeah, 3
and
years ago. About.
The problem
Did
is...
they make it like an RPG or something?
Yeah,
or?
the problem is, it's such a shitty license that it gets bought up by like the worst developers in the industry.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
B, it's because of the content of the games, like, you're better off playing Mass Effect if you want to see some like video game sex or something like that.
titties.
It's like a porn.
If you want to see titties, get Saints Row the Third and download
Yeah.
the
Right.
Penthouse
Yeah,
pack.
and you can play with Ryan, who's on my. She's in my squad. You're in my squad. We talked about this before,
Hells to the
Do they
yeah.
actually show titties? Like,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, not your squad doesn't.
My squad doesn't, but you can make your own character like pretty much fully nude, and you can customize their sex appeal, which you get to like choose.
Why
a
are
side
you in the
of-
prudish squad?
I don't know, because we're the Penthouse pack.
They were dressed like schoolgirls or whatever, but
I have it on
yeah.
my phone because I was at
There
a
it
friend's
is.
house who had a penthouse that had it on the back cover. I was like,
Whoa.
oh God, look at Ryan Keely on the back. You can't see this. I'm showing you. And then I got a picture of Ryan kissing a dolphin. Did you send that to me?
It was on the internet.
Yeah.
I kissed.
Like a real dolphin?
Yeah.
It was giving
You
me
know,
a kiss.
you know, dolphins are the only creatures in the wild that will rape you.
Yeah, they're the
They're
rapists of the
rapey.
You should
seas.
see my act.
Follow Redban on Twitter, and there's lots of.
I have a good 6 minutes of dolphin fucking material.
wait, actual dolphin fucking, or you're
Oh, yeah.
talking about?
I talk about how I'm
Oh.
going to fuck a dolphin because I found out that they're the only mammal that enjoys having sex. They have the closest vagina.
Oh, okay,
to
what about
another.
bonobos? Bonobos enjoy having
Bonobos,
sex.
Yeah,
they
but
don't exist anymore.
But they enjoy a different kind of sex, and he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
dolphins will come, and bobos will just poop on your.
Did you read that memoir by the guy? We interviewed that guy in Sick and Wrong. He's the guy that wrote that dolphin fucking memoir called The Wet Goddess.
Lenora Claire was telling me about it.
Yeah, this dude wrote a book about this year-long sexual relationship he had with a dolphin, like 1978, at a SeaWorld in Florida. Yeah, you guys should have him on your show. He was,
Fuck yeah.
He was so. I mean, he had stipulations. Like with me, he was like, because I guess he was on like Bubba the Love Sponge, and like they totally were like playing dog fucking noises in the background, so he was really embarrassed.
Right.
So he said to me, he was like, I will only talk about the dolphin, no other animals.
Okay.
And he did. He was very explicit, very frank. He answered every question.
Did he say it felt like a real vagina? Or?
Yeah, no. He said the dolphin was a female dolphin named
course.
Ruby, and she would he was just a photographer at the time, and he was taking pictures of it. And I guess he was in like college or something. And the thing would rub up and masturbate on its leg, and he said it. Sounds like a dolphin. He said it had like actual female like vagina like thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and they had sex horizontally.
I have a picture of a dolphin vagina in my photos right now. If you'd like to look at it, it's actually looks just like a real vagina, but with like a butthole in it.
It looks like a regular one, but mixed with the face hugger from Aliens. Yeah. Which has a vagina face.
See, I have a fetish for that though. So
the face hugger fetish. Yeah.
If you go to wetgoddess.net, he has some unpublished chapters up right now.
Oh. Wow.
Oh yeah.
A cutting room floor material.
This guy was great. He was very he was very frank.
I'm getting him on a podcast. I want some tips because I got for Christmas I got the Swim with the Dolphin VIP package from Veronica, and we're going to the SeaWorld, and I get to pretty much just play with the dolphin. Yeah. And it's funny because I've already started thinking like, all right, I should shave my back because I'm going to have my shirt off in order to touch a dolphin. And I'm thinking more like I'm doing it because I don't want other people to see how gross my hairy back is.
Are you sure you're not?
But then I'm like, wait, am I doing it just for the
Are you sure you're not just doing this because it's like this is what you do before you went on a date
I
too?
know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should go tanning. I should
just get a base. Just get a base.
Yeah. Get a Speedo.
You got to learn to chirp.
Buy some new deodorant. Buy some new deodorant. Get the good stuff. Get Baxter.
Actually, if you're going to go get in the pool with the dolphins, you cannot wear cosmetics, lotions, or deodorant because it comes off your skin into the water.
Poisons the water, right?
Poisons the water and poisons the dolphins.
What
But
about
condoms are cool, right?
Yeah, spermicidal jelly.
Hey,
you do not want to have that child.
Use protections, kids. Use
Or
protections.
do you?
Aquaman.
Now, are you allowed to wear your own bathing suit? Are you allowed to wear, or do you have to wear like a wetsuit? Do they make you wear can you just wear a Speedo if you want to?
I wore a bathing suit and they gave me a
life
flotation
jacket,
life
right?
jacket.
Yeah.
Flotation
That's
device.
going to get in the way.
They say...
No, they're only up top.
Yeah, they're only
You're
up top.
It wasn't like your time of the month, though, right? Because that's when they get rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I
Sharky.
don't think so.
Yep. That's what dolphins can taste it or smell it or whatever, and then they're like...
But I hear that at SeaWorld that the female divers can't be in the water when they are menstruating for exactly that reason because they will get attacked.
Yeah.
I could see myself the morning of this. I'm going to try to find the first girl that's on the rag. I'm going to be calling all my girls like, "Hey, are you on your period?" Yeah, I'm going to be right over.
The thing is,
Want to go to SeaWorld?
I need a bleeder.
the thing is, it's all fun and games, but if you got raped by a dolphin...
That's no joke. That's no joke because those motherfuckers kill sharks.
Think of the therapy you would need after that.
Oh yeah, but they're also like that can be dangerous.
And then you date a girl and she'd be like, "What's wrong?"
The penis
like,
doesn't look that big,
And
though.
you're
she's like, "Hey baby," you're like, "No."
Won't go near her waterbed.
Trust me.
Get your blowhole away from me. Get your blowhole away from me.
Trust me. I'm going to have Veronica have the highest definition cameras pointing at me. I'm going to be mic'd up.
Just hire a crew. Just bring a crew.
Oh, I'm going to. It's going to be the best Facebook video ever.
We'll bring all the HD cameras. Multi-angle.
Yep.
Yeah, get some tips from the Wet Goddess guy. Although I remember I asked him at the very end, like, can he watch the movie Dolphin Tale without getting a boner? And he just wouldn't answer it.
Really?
Yeah, he got all pissed about that question.
See, I don't see myself becoming like I'm going to fall in love with dolphins. I just would hey, it's probably better than a fleshlight.
Probably. It's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it probably feels pretty good.
How big is the dolphin?
It depends. There's some baby dolphins.
Oh. Is that
Well, see, dolphins, they last to be about... I've already done all the research, and trust me, you can Google fact this. They live about to be about 40 years old. So I was thinking a teen dolphin would probably be 6 to 7 year old. Like a 7-year-old dolphin is what I'm looking for, age-wise, maturity-wise.
It's like a 21-year-old dolphin.
Right. And they're called calves. They're called calves.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know a lot about dolphins now.
Speaking of dolphins, I'm a big fan of, quote unquote, of Christian Reese Lassen, lassenart.com. I just remember that we all had Lassenart folders when we were in high school.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
so we
those
did the magical dolphin pictures.
Yeah.
Is this like Trapper
those
Keeper shit?
laminated like Trapper Keeper folders.
He was like the counterpart if you were like too classy to go down the Lisa
Oh
Frank
yeah,
ad.
yep.
Like,
I know what you're talking about. You go to Target or Kmart to get some of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
He did
Little
the
layaway.
unicorns too, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
that is like the ultimate side of the van painting stuff right there.
oh my god,
That's like the movie Thor. Is what
I
that
want a
is.
van so badly.
You want a raper van?
Yeah, with a mural on the side with unicorns and shit.
This one? Is this? This one right here.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I think I had
So,
that.
wait, so Brian, do you find that dolphin sexy?
No, I find this one back here though because he's a little fucking pouty face.
You're getting a little,
It's a
you're
nice
getting a little look.
curvature going on there.
Like a curvy dolphin. I don't like them when they're too
You know,
straight.
when it comes down to bestiality, okay, obviously I'm not a proponent of bestiality, but I was reading just recently, there was an article where this guy was caught on a surveillance camera like butt fucking a bunch of miniature donkeys, and like he had fucked a bunch of
Miniature
them.
ones, though.
like the miniature
So you like
donkeys.
line them up?
I think he just went from 1 to 1. Like he was like
They're, like,
Ron
in their
Jeremy,
stalls,
just
just
like
boop,
hitting
boop,
a bunch
boop,
of different
boop.
donkeys. But the thing is, like, if you're gonna do that, like if you want to impress me, go fuck a tiger.
Yeah, do
Like,
something.
if you can
do
fuck
something
a
that
tiger,
can fight back. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like you hold down and like fuck a tiger or a panda bear or something, because panda bears don't even like to have sex.
All right, here's a question for you guys then. All right, if you had to choose one, would you do Bieber or the dolphin?
Wow.
I feel really dirty about both of those choices.
Yeah.
All right, Bieber 18, Dolphin 7. Go. I know Ryan, and that's an easy choice for Ryan. That's
Dolphin all the
the
way.
guy. Dolphin. Dolphin all the way for Ryan.
Is that a female dolphin?
It
or
is a
man?
female
Okay,
dolphin.
'cause
You
I
can
don't wanna
tell by
look
its
gay.
fucking pouty lips. Look at that little smile.
He looks
The-
like a child, and I'm not into kids.
I had that haircut when I was a kid, by the way. I
You're
had
like-
a Bieber haircut.
This,
growing
this
up.
is why you're the sexiest man in video game development.
Would anyone like the thing is like you could tell everybody like yeah I fucked the shit out of Bieber. No one would believe you.
I mean,
it's Biebs?
if I fucked the shit out of Bieber, people would believe me because I'd like let them smell my strap on.
Oh.
It smells like
It
Canada.
was his idea. It was his idea.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah. Fatback.
You're a perv.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
You probably go to like yard sales when a girl turns 18 and she's leaving for college and buy her bed just because it has bed posts that you can lick.
Me? How dare you?
That would be pretty hot though. Just go to yard sale and licking all the bedpost knobs.
So the
I'll just be a second.
having retired from being recently retired from lesbian pornography, I have recently had sex with a teenager, and I felt really, really not comfortable
Like
with it.
18?
She was-
Male or female?
She was like 19, female,
Wow.
and I was really uncomfortable with it because I was like, "You were too young to be in pornography."
If this table wasn't that long, I'd high five you.
Yeah.
It's a 19. When's the last time you had sex with a 19-year-old? Jesus.
About a month ago.
I was 19.
High five.
Yeah, I like them near my own age, man.
Not me.
I'm not that attracted to girls that are a lot younger than me.
I like
I
24.
did when I was living here. I dated a girl who was like 23, 24 for just a little while, not very long, and she was stupid. She was just so stupid. I'm sorry. Like it was like I was like, hey, I was like, what? Like, do you hear about the legislation that just went through? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was just like,
They haven't discovered
grown up.
NPR yet.
I'm just a grown up. I'm just too much of a grown up. I
Under
guess.
the emoji with the egg.
Yeah, that's what I did.
fuck
When
up.
she said what, I just said sent the eggplant emoji. I was like, whatever.
I don't fare well with girls my own age.
Yeah.
They're not impressed with my drunken shenanigans.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
think I have a problem.
that and there they all have the mission of like, no, I want to get married.
Yeah.
I'm 35 right now.
Yeah.
Or 38, and I should have already had a kid. I want this now. So it's almost like, wait, do you really like me, or are you just waiting until I get you pregnant, and then you're going to be like, aha, cool,
Tough shit.
mission accomplished.
She just wants your
Achievement.
seed. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the young girls, but
After my precious bodily fluids.
But the problem with young girls is that you catching up with them sexually, I've noticed, or at least young penthouse girls, I guess.
Don't judge us.
Well, you guys
I'm
are
not
on
young, though.
you guys are on a different
I
level.
totally know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh god, all those penthouse pets. Ugh.
One after another.
Yeah, the hustler chicks are way better.
Totally.
I was.
They call me back. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call me back.
The swank gals.
It's like younger girls are all also going through their drug phase too, so I have to start doing like mushrooms again and fucking. That's why I'm doing X again and stuff like that.
It's the having sex with younger girls is making you do drugs.
Yeah, well, because they're going through the phase. And
Yeah.
they're like, I want a shroom, and you're like, oh, come on, don't shroom. You sound like a mom almost. Like you shouldn't shroom. All right, I'll eat some mushrooms with you. And then next thing you know, you have to take dick pills just because they want to last all night, and you're just like, ugh. It's horrible. There's bad things
It's
about
a
dating young
downward
girls.
spiral. It really is. Yeah.
Wah, wah.
I almost went.
All my penthouse girls.
I have to take a dick pill.
I almost want to date a cougar just because like they don't probably want to have kids anymore. They already have kids. They probably just want to fuck and do all like it's probably like that.
I think they probably also want attention and emotional support.
Yeah.
I mean, as I get older, I'm definitely a lot more needy emotionally.
Right.
Absolutely, 100%. I'll admit to that. I need lots of attention.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else.
So would you guys fuck Kathy Griffin?
No.
No.
No, I've thought about it. No.
No.
I was watching a video of her, like basically just raping Anderson Cooper at New Year's. Did you see that?
Oh yes.
No,
But he's gay, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a
Coops?
dude though too.
She's a tranny.
Yeah, like she kind of looks like Siegfried.
I feel like
bit.
she could bite through a chain with her teeth.
Okay, Courtney Cox.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I love her so
definitely.
much.
That's
She
a
is
hot cougar.
That's-
Yeah.
If you're listening and you look like Courtney Cox, email me.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Somehow-
She reminds
Always-
me. She reminds me of my sister too much.
How old
Yeah,
is
she's
Sandra
my
Bullock?
sister.
She's like my age,
47,
probably.
I think.
Oh wow, she's
Yeah.
older than me.
Oh my god, I loved her in Demolition Man. I think I love that movie so much.
He doesn't know how to use the shells.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I
It's
really
hilarious.
think it's predicting the future. I've said it before, and I'll say it again because now
And-
it's illegal
and-
to add salt things in New York. And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And-
what? Huh?
Just last time I saw you, like 3 days ago, you and I are both classy people, and we talked about going to Taco Bell together,
We did
Yeah.
talk about going to Taco
which is
Bell.
like the fancy hot shit restaurant in Demolition
I forgot
Man.
about that.
Yeah,
So which one do you think is more predictive of the future, Demolition Man or Idiocracy?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
Yeah. Most specifically, watering crops with Gatorade. Yeah.
That movie was so good.
Pro wrestler is a president.
What's it?
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Ow, the TV show Ow My Balls. By the way, we've had that for about 25 years. It's called America's Funniest Home Videos. That is Ow My Balls.
I was in a hotel. I was in Europe, and the one show that I could find in English was
America's Funniest. Still
Videos.
good.
And it was like YouTube before YouTube. It's
Oh, yeah.
exactly like YouTube before YouTube.
Like I understand that other people are doing those shows, like Daniel Tosh has his and all those, and there's ridiculousness, but it's still the OG viral video show. It is still funny. If I see it on TV and I watch it, there's babies accidentally punching their dads in the nuts, and
I mean, there's a whole like segment
yeah,
of
there's
nut punching videos.
Oh yeah, there's like dogs doing backflips. It's just and like squirrels riding jet skis, like all that kind of shit.
What was the deal with that though? Like, what was the reason you were making an ass of yourself on national television?
A lot of them were accidents,
Was there money?
right?
But
Yeah,
was
there was
it money?
money.
Oh,
They
there's
did,
money
They had like
involved.
the three contestants or like the three runners up, and then they had like the winner of the $10,000 prize. And Bob Saget went crazy. Yeah,
Which is totally worth it. Okay, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Martha
Suzanne
Stewart.
Summer.
Was she in The Accused?
Did you say
That was
Martha-
Jodie
Martha Stewart?
Foster. That was Jodie Foster.
I would do Martha,
Martha
Stewart
Stewart.
just because I know her pussy's probably clean and good. You know what I mean? Like she probably
Probably
takes care.
smells
Probably
wonderful.
takes care of her pussy. Has a lot of lavender in
She
there.
can probably fold a T-shirt with it too.
I think that Martha Stewart's probably into some really kinky shit.
Yeah.
I learned how to fold
Bondage.
a
I
button-up
think
shirt.
bondage
Yeah.
for sure. Martha
Yeah,
Stewart.
she's so like exacting
Yeah.
and precise.
And
There's-
afterwards, she has really nice towels to clean up with.
There's some demons.
From my collection.
There's some demons there for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
She likes a little finger.
Yeah.
In her butt.
Finger in the
all
butt.
right. Who's next?
So I actually just searched like hot over 40 on Google, and I realized like there's so many hot ladies over 40.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Aniston's kind of lost it for me a little.
Yeah, I still Courtney Cox over her. If you're talking
Yeah,
about the Friends girls,
yeah,
Courtney Cox.
Back in the day, it was
100%.
the opposite. I'd rather have Jennifer Aniston, but now I'm more of a Courtney Cox.
Although
Susan
she
Sarandon.
Ooh, no.
no.
I don't find her that hot. What about Sigourney?
Yeah.
No.
Not
Avatar
even.
killed it for me.
I like Sigourney in
Cabin in the Woods?
No, she's
Heartbreakers.
barely in that.
At the end, yeah.
I still haven't seen it. Don't tell me anything about it.
Oh, okay.
Damn, you haven't seen that? That's,
God.
It's awesome.
I
watch that tonight.
Spoiler alert.
You
Yeah.
know how scary. You know how I can't do scary movies.
I'm the same way. You can watch it. I promise.
That's. I finally
I
been
promise
enough
you can
people have
watch it,
assured
yeah.
me that, so I'm gonna watch it probably this
my,
weekend.
my,
Yeah.
my friend Megan like made me go. She was like, she dragged me kicking and screaming. She's like, if you don't go, our friendship's over.
I have one thing to say about it, and its name is spoiler. Unicorn.
Unicorn.
And that makes the whole movie worthwhile.
Yeah, unfortunately, somebody I read on a message board this
See, I'll
like a
watch
spoiler.
anything with unicorns.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't really understand it, but when I was watching it, I was like thinking about it so much. I'm like, oh, I think I figured it out.
I also think
Fuck.
it's awesome that Bradley Whitford's in that show. He's like, I think he's the most underrated actor in Hollywood. He's in The West Wing. He was in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. He plays one of the scientists in Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, okay. Was he in 6 Feet Under? That wasn't.
I didn't watch 6 Feet Under.
Okay.
But he's amazing actor.
Because the dad from 6 Feet Under was in Cabin in the Woods.
There's a lot of awesome cameos in that movie. There's a lot of little hidden like what, you know what I mean? I'm trying to give anything away because Ryan hasn't seen it. I'm really like trying hard not to. But.
I'm ignoring you guys, and I'm looking
You're just looking up cougars.
No, I'm looking up Hot Over 50. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not anymore. Not the short hair. Yeah, not with like the
Yeah,
yogurt.
but she's a hermaphrodite.
Not yogurt
Wasn't
commercial.
she?
No.
Yeah, she was.
Really?
Yeah.
Look it up. She had both.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Does that change your decision here?
Yeah, no.
I think she was. I'm sure. It
No,
was
no,
correct.
Like, yeah, no, why not?
No, Halloween's still good.
I think she had like I don't know. She had
Oh,
it
it's an
removed.
urban legend.
Oh, it's an urban legend, really?
Urban
Snopes.
legend.
You Snopes it?
Yeah, Snopes.
She paid Snopes some money for that.
I wonder if she just
Oh,
has like a big
status
pussy boner.
undetermined on Snopes.
Well, it's surprised
Oh.
she just has a big pussy boner. You know, like a big clit, and people say she has a dick.
one
Because
person.
I've met girls
An
like that.
enlarged
where I'm just like-
clitoris?
yeah, I've met girls with enlarged clitoris. Where I'm just like, that's just a straight up
about-
undeformed
Are
dick.
you
What
banging
about,
bodybuilders?
Who was it? Diane Lane.
Mostly short girls have that.
How old is Diane Lane now?
Diane Lane.
She's got to be in her 50s.
She's
Yeah.
got to be. Yeah, she's got to be 50s.
I think she's playing Superman's mom. She looks pretty good in that.
What about
Meryl
Diane
Streep.
Keaton? Ooh, Meryl Streep.
I love Diane Keaton, but I don't find her sexy. But I love Diane Keaton.
Diane
She
Lane.
just has a great. She just has a. I think her second or third book just came out. She's been doing some really amazing lifestyle books.
You know who I would bang? What's her name from American Horror Story?
I can't watch that show. It's just
Jessica Lange. Jessica
Jessica
Lange.
Lange.
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange. I can't. I'm trying
And
to
she's
visualize what she
old
looks
too.
like.
This podcast is degenerating.
Yeah,
Stop it.
seriously, it's going down to like the old lady, the old women that we'd have sex with. It's terrible.
Let's all be honest. Would probably fuck all the girls that we've talked about.
Oh,
You know, they're here. There's some
well, some of
fucking
it was just for the
witches.
story too.
Yeah.
Like
Well, like the chick from The Simpsons, like hit on me once in Playa del Rey.
You're not the only person that's told me this story.
Yeah.
Which chick?
Nancy Cartwright, I think is her name. Maybe I can't remember.
She's
that Marge?
Lisa?
Yeah. It was,
said
no, it was
Marge?
Bart. It was the one that did Bart.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Bart. That's right. Bart's a girl.
Dude, that would be. What does she look like?
I don't even remember anymore. It's been like 2 years. But she was like hitting on me and she kept on grabbing my shirt and pulling me closer to her like she wanted me to kiss her. And I just remember like, who's this crazy old lady? And then I left and somebody was like, dude, that's what's her face? Nancy Cartwright or whatever. And I'm like, really, Bart? And then I was thinking like, maybe I should go back because that would be just cool to fuck her and just be like, eat my shorts. And you're like, okay. You know, just like,
Don't have a
I'm sure she doesn't do voices in Bread.
unless you ask her and she's that drunk, I'm sure she'll do whatever the fuck you want. Right?
I would insist.
She's
Yeah.
55.
55.
Oh, I just not.
She's
what
also a Scientologist, isn't she? Maybe I should shut up right now.
I used
Do
to.
not want-
I remember when the movie Sling Blade came out. I used to be able to do a really good impression of that, and I had a girlfriend that actually was into that in the sack.
Really?
Yeah, she would ask me to do it.
I think it's an LA younger generation thing. Like bitches be fucked up.
You think so?
Why am I swearing so much today?
This is the adult-only version of Muff Said.
Yeah.
Didn't you give it a disclaimer in the
I
beginning?
did give it a disclaimer in the beginning.
This is definitely, at least since I've been hanging out with you guys, this is definitely the sexiest episode.
Let's ask the most sexy questions then to Ryan. Then let's get her nervous.
All right.
Ryan, do you do the blowjob where you spit up on the dick, like you puke on the dick while you're doing the blowjob, and it's all slimy from your stomach acid?
No. I don't puke on. No.
You don't gag on dicks and like spit up on the dick and stuff like that.
We're not talking about this.
This show's supposed to be nerdy.
I mean, have you ever like spit on a dick before putting it in, or do you just like lick your hand and put it on your crotch before you do it?
I'm not afraid of saliva, but vomit is out of the question. I am a lady. There'll be no piss, vomit, or shit in my goddamn bedroom.
Have you actually ever been turned on by something super nerdy? Like actually, not like just mentally, but like physically stimulated from something nerdy?
I used to masturbate to
To
pretty
the
much
dead body from Stand By Me?
I've masturbated to Doctor Who. I've masturbated to Battlestar Galactica.
to Doctor Who?
Star Wars?
Not Star Wars. I don't feel
Too sacred.
I feel weird masturbating. Yeah, it's not. I'll try to.
Good job, Timmy.
Did you ever masturbate with like a doll?
That's
like
no-
a Star
that's
Wars,
no
like
moon.
like a Battlestar Galactica doll.
No, but I masturbated to Serenity and
She's
like
hot.
a Richard
Firefly a
like a
lot.
Richard Hatch doll.
That's
Tommy
what I
got a
sound like in
gold.
the bedroom.
Everybody gets a gold.
I
bet you he could lick a pussy.
I do.
He'd have to keep doing this though, like to get the hair out of the way, you know, like
Pussy is clean, it is.
I think if I was to have sex with any Star Wars character, it would have to be. And we're only going to the trilogy. I am not fucking around.
we all have to do this, by the way.
We all have to do this. I would have sex. I would have sex with with the Wookiee. I totally would.
Because you know it's a sure thing.
Yeah, but does he have a hairy cock?
Probably.
Like,
No.
on the shaft?
No, is it like furry animals where it just kind of appears out of nowhere? It's like a dog.
That's
where
what I
it's just
think.
You mean like
It's
Red Rocket?
yeah, Red Rocket just kind of comes at you, but it's like
But if it's a red rocket, I can't. It
it's
has
shaped
to be
like the end of a turnip, you know.
No, if it's pokey, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Darth Vader for sure.
Really?
Oh, dude, I'd fuck the shit out of Darth Vader.
Well, he's got to have
Leave
like
the helmet
he's
on,
got to
though?
have like a cyborg dick. Like I'm sure he's
And that's
got,
a
like,
bad thing.
an attack. No, that's what I'm saying. I bet you like it's like you know those fucking machines.
Well, no, it's like
you think Start doing that breathing really fast.
I've been into the robot sex thing ever against now I'm gonna forget the name of the Heavy Metal, where that whole scene where she has sex with the yeah. I'm totally down with Darth Vader.
I would totally do the stripper in Return of the Jedi, the one that like at Jabba's palace, the
Oh,
one
the-
with
yeah, the hot
the
one.
blue one. Oh yeah,
That was before Princess Leia took it over, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's before she stole the scene.
Oh yeah, she kind of. What about Hammerhead and the Hammer guy?
I'm gonna fuck
The hammerhead in the first one.
Hammerhead.
He doesn't even have a mouth, just eyes.
No.
You're like no.
Put a condom on it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the
Dude,
thing. Like,
General Grievous,
if you're a guy,
that guy.
If you're a guy though, like
About
if you're a
fucking
guy,
machine.
if you're like a heterosexual guy, if you look back at Star Wars, there's like no women in it. In the original trilogy, there's
know,
like 3 women in all 3 of those
did
damn
a
movies.
really amazing. I loved Cracked. Their late night show did a really After Hours. Cracked After Hours did a really amazing thing about how the Star Wars universe is secretly terrifying for women, and I totally agree because there's no ladies.
There's none. That's why
None.
you have Leia and you have that stripper. Those are your choices.
Were there
means
any
that in the
females
Star
on the
Wars
whole
universe-
Death Star?
Oh, there's the like the queen of the rebellion. She's kind of like a cougar. In the Return of the Jedi, she's like the queen shit of the whole thing. She's wearing like a big white gown.
Yeah, but for all we know, though, Admiral Akbar, that guy could have had a vagina.
Could have been a girl,
He could have
yeah.
had anything. You never know. You don't really know.
It's a trap.
Totally changes the whole meaning of that
Does.
statement. Yeah.
Or the guy, the you know when Lando takes over the Millennium Falcon and there's that bloop 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 guy. You know, he's like 3 faces.
that
Yeah.
one dude. Lando had bitches though.
Oh
Lando
yeah,
is
fuck
so
yeah.
awesome.
Lando had
Fucking
bitches.
hell
Billy
yeah.
Dee Williams. For
Oh
sure.
yeah. Some fucking rocket,
reminds me
not
too much
rocket
of
fuel.
my
What is
dad.
he? What was his?
Your dad's like Billy Dee
Colt
Williams.
45?
That's amazing. I want to meet your dad.
Not anymore, but when I was growing up, my dad had a mustache like that, and he's Cuban. He's half Cuban, so my dad's very dark. And when people say my dad reminds him of people, it's like Billy Dee Williams or like Denzel Washington.
Just famous,
Ah, that's
But
awesome.
Cuban.
famous dark-skinned mustached
Yeah,
men.
yeah.
Very specific.
My dad was like an English Danny DeVito.
My dad, my dad looks like my dad reminds me a lot of like John Travolta mixed with who am I thinking of?
Travolta back in the 70s or Travolta now?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Mixed with I can't think of his name. He was in the Meet the Fockers and the dad from Meet the Fockers.
De Niro?
Yeah, De Niro. If you
Oh,
mix
wow.
those 2 guys together, that's my dad. That's my dad, like to a T. Personality and looks.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a badass.
Yeah, my dad also. He's one of those guys. He was actually telling me about this during the holidays. He has one of those handshakes where no matter what, he basically breaks your hand. And he's got like the bare hands. And I'm taller than my dad. But
his hands are bigger than
his
yours?
hands are like twice the size of my hands. And he used to do
kinda
this thing.
hot.
He used to do this thing called grippies. That was a game you played. When my dad's so
Are you
old.
sure you want to tell us about this?
It's who can do you do a handshake.
Grippies.
Who can do a handshake at the same time, you just squeeze each other's hand and until you give up.
God, this sounds like a Nazi game.
And he said he only lost once to a guy that was like 6'9" and like 250 pounds, like basically an ex-football player. Was the only guy that could ever beat him.
What'd your dad do for a living? He's like a mercenary or something?
No, he was a drummer. My dad was a rock and roll star in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah,
What band?
yeah. A band called the High Spirits. Not popular now, but back in the 60s they were definitely. Oh God, the gross
Spirits.
back. I'm gonna drink this.
Can we listen to Tim and Eric doo-da-doo-da? I want to meet that dad. Think about your dad.
The beer's so bad you can't even get the thing off.
What's your dad?
I love that.
I want to meet.
Why'd you give this to me, Redban?
Because I know how much we love this beer on the podcast, and so we should promote it more.
Lava Lake.
What's it
Live.
called?
What is this called? Lava Lake
Let's
Wicks?
do a live tasting. Taste that beer and tell us what you think.
Yeah. Here.
Let me have a taste. I
It
guess.
tastes like disappointment.
You guys have built this up so much here. All right.
Just stare right at him.
Wow.
Wow. Whoever,
God.
if the person that makes this beer actually ever watches any of these podcasts, really just stop.
Yeah.
Just give up.
Yeah,
Knock
yeah.
it
Try
off.
something else.
I mean, not only is the name horrible, but the taste.
Yeah.
is
Well,
just-
here's the thing.
I don't even know what that tastes like.
If you're a beer drinker,
Green tea
If you're
or
a
something.
beer drinker, you want to drink beer. You don't want to drink some crazy new let's try to invent a new drink.
It's like Zima, but not.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like Zima.
Yeah. Like Zima actually tasted
there's-
good.
Yeah.
There's that
Emasculating, but good.
there's that new alcohol that's called air, and it's essentially alcoholic water. So you can't taste the alcohol.
What?
Yeah, when I was still at 8-bit.
Rapies.
When I was still,
Wait.
yeah.
You talking about roofies?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant roofies. No, it's called air. And it's literally like alcoholic water.
Air.
I don't think it's beer. It's a malt liquor maybe.
I love malt liquor. Like some of my favorite beers are malt liquors. Like Abita Purple Haze, totally malt liquor, totally delicious.
I had that when I was a kid.
So good because it tastes like a kid beverage.
Yeah, it didn't even taste
So
like alcohol.
I went
really.
to Disneyland yesterday.
Really?
So my friend Yuka works at a company, and she gets free. She can bring 3 friends to Disneyland for free. So we went.
I'm going next time.
You have to make friends with Yuka.
I've tried. You haven't let me.
She'll be at Drinking Dawn next week. So we went to Disneyland yesterday.
Oh,
and
there it is, real quick. Yeah, it's
it
just
is real.
It's
That's weird.
tastes like nothing. It's empty. It just tastes like water.
Contains water, alcohol.
Yeah,
That's what it says.
yeah.
What is it? What color is
It
it?
comes
It's
in
clear.
berry
It's clear.
citrus.
It's completely clear. Yeah.
It comes in berry citrus and club versions. The latter is the closest to club soda. The prime focus of Air is to just be neutral, even though flavored versions are very lightly flavored at 95 calories per cam. It also makes you enjoy cock at a significant rate.
I read
Regardless of who you are.
Years ago, I read a sci-fi story about a company that decided to make water, but to make water that was non-hydrating so you wouldn't get bloated. And it was like the biggest thing ever. And I wish I could remember the name of it because it was excellent. And now all my sci-fi books are predicting the world I live in today.
Sci-fi.
So I was reading. I remember actually a while ago. I was trying to get this guy that did a blog. He worked at Disneyland. He was one of the Jack Sparrows, and he did a blog about all the women, the middle-aged women, cougars, basically that he would have sex with at the park when he was working. This dude got blowjobs. Like you'd get like 4 or 5 blowjobs every shift.
Every shift?
It was crazy.
Wow.
You might even be able to find this online. I tried to get him on our show, and it was like a scheduling mishap, and never ended up getting him. Getting on there. He got
blowjob.
fired though. He got fired from the park.
For blowjobs.
No, for this blog because it kind of was
Oh,
like
yeah.
on Gawker and everything.
How have they not tried to shut him down? I feel like the Disney empire could just shut him down in seconds.
Dude, I mean, when that movie came out, I mean, women were just going crazy about that.
Oh, I
And so
bet.
this guy kind of actually looked like Johnny Depp.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Jack Sparrow. I've seen so many people do Jack Sparrow for Halloween, and if you do the makeup and you do the hair and you do the whole outfit, almost everyone I see looks like Jack
Johnny Depp.
Sparrow. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You just have to be
Let's
like
try that
you have to
then.
be like a at least kind of slender white guy, and then you can basically do it.
Well, it's better than going as the Gangnam Style guy.
Oh man, yeah.
So speaking of pirates, while I was in France, I got to try grog for the first time.
Oh my god, what'd you think?
And I was so excited because
What's grog?
that was my whole question. So I
Yeah.
go out to this restaurant in Nice.
It's like
called
medieval
Café
beer.
de Turin. It's spectacular. Go there for the oysters. Go there for the rosé. It's wonderful. And wrapping for me, I'm like, oh, do you want a dessert? And I'm looking at the menu, and they have grog, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have grog. What the fuck is grog? Like, I have to have grog. Like, I don't care that I've had half a a full carafe of rosé, and I have school tomorrow. I'm going to order the grog. And I got it, and it was really underwhelming because grog, it's rum, hot water, and lemon.
It's a hot toddy, basically.
Yeah, but it's a shitty hot toddy because it's something that they can make on
not even
pirate
whiskey.
ships. So
Yeah.
it's rum
Yeah, it's like an
with hot water, which they had, and then lemon for the scurvy. And I was like, well, that makes total sense. I was expecting like something spicy.
I was expecting
Right.
like something in a huge like goblet, and you're just like, oh my
grog,
god, you know,
yeah.
like it's powerful. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's like a little. I had it in Prague.
Yeah.
and then, I mean it was freezing, so it was kind of nice to have something
And
warm.
it was
but I was still
probably
kind of
super
like,
expensive because you're from America.
Yeah.
That's how Prague does it. Oh, you're American? It's going to be 3 times as much money.
exactly. But it was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I was expecting something a lot more Viking.
It's very distinct. So someone just hit us up on Twitter.
Tweeter. Nice.
Tweeters.
Tweet us. Hey, tweet us. Welcome to the future.
What's the dolphin rape game?
I think we
Echo,
played it on.
right?
Yeah, we played it on the.
Echo the dolphin rape.
Isn't it?
There's no raping.
think
It's
we
just
played
you're
it.
just a dolphin.
Did we not play it on this podcast?
I did a lot of drugs in my early 20s, so my memory.
There was no dolphin rape on this one.
Okay, there was this guy that is making a video game based on the idea of, or on this other podcast we do called Pointless with Kevin Pereira, and it's based on Iko the dolphin, but also based on the thing that having sex with the dolphin that we talk about so much on here. Here it is right here. But it's actually a game that this guy's creating with a dolphin that has a huge hog, and the idea of the game is to go around and like shoot. Oh, you can fuck other dolphins in it. You can also shoot your piss at people, knock them down, then fuck them in the ass. And then
Wow.
This is the best game ever.
yeah,
It's
and,
like Grand Theft Auto with dolphins.
and then Jesus comes down with
Even Rockstar would be like, this is too much.
Jesus comes down with a machine gun, and that's Kevin
Does he have a
Pereira's
club foot?
Yeah, it's Kevin Pereira's logo. It's like half
Oh.
Terminator, half Jesus, and then there's a frothy load meter on the bottom right. You know that goes frothy. That's Kevin Pereira getting fucked by the dolphin.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so this guy's supposedly making this game that's based on all this talk that we do about the dolphin fucking. So
That's
we
hilarious.
definitely need to get that guy on a podcast.
Wow.
yeah, that is really good. That game looks great.
Yeah, he's
What's it
talented.
called?
Echo the Reluctant Dolphin. So there's the,
I like the tongue. He's like, nah, 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 nah,
yeah,
nah.
no, no, no.
That's magical.
Wow.
That's totally magical. We should probably wrap this up because I got to go to drink and draw.
What is that?
It's
Drinking and drawing.
drinking and drawing.
Drawing what?
Whatever you
Dolphins
want.
fucking
Dolphins
Jesus.
fucking.
Yeah. If you want.
I
If you
usually
want.
color
got a lot of material.
in my princess coloring book.
Yeah, she brings little Disney crayons and stuff, and
I do.
it's cute.
That I do.
She just looks for the next cock that she's gonna bang that night.
So, are we on next week? I think we are.
Yeah.
We are on next week, January the 10th. We'll be back at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chad Kulchin is a maybe for next week.
Love his book, by the way.
Yeah,
Average
and
American
he's
Male.
got another one coming out, Average American Marriage. So we'll probably be talking about that if he can make it. Fingers crossed. I need to thank you, Dee Simon, for coming on the show. You have been a joy.